Last time
Aye, Captain.
on Dungeons and Dragons, you all have discovered an ailment with Hogar. Upon doing this, Gronk buried his seemingly evil bow deep within the confines of the ship that you had stolen from the waterfront. And as you have come back, you decided to go back to Trusk and speak with Mima, although she was not there, as she was in Trusk, the main continent, for some reason or another. But as you try to lay Hogar's body to rest, you take an arrow to the shoulder, which you pursue this unknown attacker through the woods. Eventually, one of you getting stuck inside of a bear trap, as you see this man who looks to be some sort of outlander living on the land, hunting as he hunts you. After you killed him, which was no easy task, because he had summoned a mammoth of some variety to come help him out. You took objects within his residence, finding a mysterious note, which no one, which had been read several times, but hadn't necessarily gained a clear conclusion on what that really meant. And three mysterious, almost lantern-like, blue glowing glass containers holding some sort of energy on the inside. And with that, you have come back to Mima's house, where you find Hogar's body on the table, now holding the Reaver longbow that was previously buried inside of the ship.
Which we didn't know about. So it's normal to assume that he had the bow, right?
I mean, you guys were carrying. You personally carried him around, Roku, and he did not have the bow.
I don't know if I would have really noticed, or I don't know if like Gronk had it or whatever, but I'm just gonna assume nothing out of the ordinary is wrong with it. And are we playing like Gronk is here, or
Basically, the way I see it is like, nope,
okay,
doesn't exist if he's not here.
cool. I guess I'm gonna let Sweetie do his thing, or do what thing he thinks to do.
I don't know what to do.
Fucking her.
So, do we just wait for Mima to show up?
I suppose that'd be right.
So you decide to wait until Mima comes home.
Oh, 1 second. I'm gonna go to Rick. Scroll up.
I mean, according to this note, it says it absorbed another soul. I think.
Look over at the three little lanterns.
Could you read me the note one more time?
Sure. The Reaver has absorbed another soul. The boss says this time the Fallen had people with him. People looking to break the bow. We don't know if they're seekers or just some dumb people who don't know what they're getting themselves into. The Fallen Man is from Trusk. They say that's where can't really talk. That's where they will return. Stalk them and stop them. We don't want to make them upset. We don't want to make him upset. Sorry. It is signed with a paw print, a large print, almost like a cat. I mean, I assume.
So,
And
don't
if there's,
so those are assumedly the Reaver souls, and the big boss man could be anybody.
and if they're saying it's from Trust, if the guy was from Trust and he had friends, is it safe to assume that's Hogar?
I would likely believe so, yes. I would like to inspect these three soul lanterns.
All right.
Do they have any discernible features, like different from the other one?
I would like to look at one that looks like the freshest and or newest.
All right.
That's what I was.
You can take your time here, waiting for Mima to come back. But discerning them would either be investigation or arcana if you're looking into more the magical side of it, or as opposed to just inspecting what exactly this container is.
Intelligence and yeah.
Investigation or
Question.
arcana. They're both intelligence skilled.
Yeah,
So.
I'm just gonna go for.
Wait.
I got a 15, so I'm gonna go for the magical side, Arcana.
Since he is just like doing his he's looking at him, can I just assist him with looking and use the help action?
I suppose, yeah.
I'd like to do that. So that means I think he gets advantage, right?
Yep.
Well, I already scored a 15.
Yeah, you can just roll one more time.
Yeah.
I got a 15.
15 is the highest.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna go for the magical side, Arcana.
So as you're going to bend down to stare at these things, Sweetie takes it and holds it up to try to aid you in your research. And you're staring down, and every once in a while, you see this. It looks to be almost like some sort of tornadic activity, which is a real word. I did not make it up. Tornadic activity inside of this bottle with this blue energy. It seems to almost swipe as it spins around. It looks to be ever moving, but it's not a perfect spiral. It seems almost like some sort of lazy river. It's moving randomly from side to side, and it appears to be some sort of, you wouldn't say sentient, but it almost looks like it's living by the way it's just moving around. It almost looks like a living being. You see that these containers are completely sealed, and but you've never seen this sort of magical energy within your realm of expertise.
So I'm assuming breaking the seal would release the soul, so I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna. None of them are different from the other.
No, you discern no difference. The swirls of blue don't really have different qualities about them.
All right, and then how about the casing? Does one look older than the other?
All three of them look about the same. They have a bit of rust and sort of scrape damage on the edges, but no sort of sign of anything different.
Okay.
Are any of them? I know you said they're sealed, but are any of them making any sounds?
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question.
I'm thinking of these kind of as the Scooby-Doo souls.
Yeah, that's exactly.
In a little jar, except minus the face.
Right, so minus the face.
So I want to tap my helmet, and turn it on, just if I can hear anything.
What helmet are we doing here? The comprehend language?
Yeah. So anything I hear, it would be in English or common.
Yeah, as you sort of hold it up. You don't really get any noises. You do hear the subtle sound of something hitting the glass as you shake it. So it's this object on the inside, while being sort of flowy and magical, is physically there. It has physical mass of some kind.
Okay. Yeah. So we have a 33% chance of getting this right.
Are any of these heavier? Like you said, they have mass. Is there any that's concernably
with
heavy?
with a 15 Arcana check and the time you guys have all taken, that's about all that you can discern.
Okay.
You don't know any differences.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Randomness that we can throw into this.
Yeah, you've inspected these objects that you're not familiar with at all to the umpteenth degree, and you're not getting any sort of new information the more you stare
totally
at them.
makes sense.
You actually mix up which one is which, and you're like, well, maybe this soul is Hogar, and then you set it down, and you're like, oh shit, which one was the?
Okay.
I guess we'll chill out, or I'm going to anyway. I don't know about Sweetie. I'm gonna chill out with Nemo. Actually, do I have one?
I'm just looking to see if I have anything. Ooh! Okay. Since this is quite literally Sweetie's specialty, I completely forgot this was a thing. Monocle?
Thoughts on it?
Try and detect thoughts on one of these.
Can a soul have thoughts?
I mean, isn't that like all it can have?
I don't know.
Your blue energy aura around the monocle fades and hits the side of the bottle. As you try to stare into it, the light sort of refracts on the inside of it, and as it extends outward, this blue light turns into all the colors of the rainbow, refracting like a prism all around the room. As you all sort of like step back, the light sort of hits this mass of blue energy, and it stops moving for a moment as it starts to shake and starts to eat away at Sweetie's blue energy beam. The lighter blue energy of the objects of the container start to devour the light, and then all of a sudden, and they all sort of scatter around the jar like some sort of explosion as it sort of fades around. And Sweetie, your connection with the jar is lost, as apparently you have unsuccessfully tried to read this thing's thoughts.
Like unsuccessfully, or like I wasn't able to, or like it.
Both that means unsuccessfully, as you weren't able to.
Okay. Well, I don't think that's gonna work. I guess we just. I'm going to like slowly scoot over to the couch and like sit down on it. Just wait for me, Ma.
Gonna, I guess, take off my helmet and awkwardly sit next to him.
You guys like Roku, you sit on this couch that is meant for a smaller old woman living by herself. Sweetie, you sit by each other as well, as your knees rise up really high and you kind of like rest your arms on them, and Sweetie's like sunk into this old couch, which is from the Dungeons and Dragons equivalent of like the 70s. It's like old, and the color is like slightly tinged orange.
The couch from, the couch.
From Play, the couch.
Jared knows the couch.
Lost, I don't know the couch.
It's the comfiest fucking couch.
It was from like the 80s or the 70s, and it was like all of us fit on it like just perfectly enough, and it was like this super comfy sort of like sitcom group couch. It was perfect.
Yeah, my grandma's got one.
We ended up breaking it, I think.
we broke it on the last day, but
we were trying to like scoot over, but we were all moving at the same time to try to scoot it instead of getting off the couch and moving it, and the legs just snapped.
We're just like, and we're like, so we all got off of it.
But yes, that's exactly it.
Gotcha.
Until eventually you hear footsteps from outside, and hello, Gronk, are you there? You see this sort of hunched over, green, wrinkled figure in her black sort of coat covering her head, draping down beneath her, as you can only see this woman's green face. And she sort of like looks towards you guys on the couch and looks over towards Hogar on the table. Well, what are you all doing here?
Well, Gronk was going to explain it to you, but he said he was going to go to the bathroom, and he hasn't come back yet. When we were doing some stuff, trying to make sure a guy didn't become too powerful, and when we were...
As you start to speak, she sort of lazily drifts over to the table and like is just eventually gazing upon the length of his body with the bow laying on top of it.
Well, Hogar, we thought died, but like he's still warm, and then when we got here, the this guy attacked us. We found this note and these lanterns. Here, you can read it for yourself. I've read it a few times already.
An old green hand is placed on Hogar's chest as her crow's feet ridden eyes sort of extend unnaturally as they sort of glow with a slight yellow tinge. And the glow stops. Oh, what's wrong with him?
Well, according to this note, the Revenant, which I think was the bow's name, absorbed a soul. And with this note, we found these 3 jars. So I think one of these jars is Hogar's soul. At least that's what we think. Right, Roku?
Yes, we believe so, but we are darn not sure.
And we have no way of determining which jar is Hogar.
You look, and as she stares down at his body, it's not met with some sort of disbelief or mourning in any way. It's this sort of professionalism and curiosity. As her name is Ula Heelhands, she's seen many dead bodies in her day, and she's not viewing him as Hogar. She's viewing him as her next patient. And you see the sort of professionalism go upon her face as she starts asking questions about, all right. Will you boys sit here for a little while? I have to identify what's happening here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Here. Is there like room on the table where I could place like the lanterns and the note?
Yeah, like you can place them on them as well.
I just want to like put that up next to her just so she has that to look at and step back.
And she sort of just like extends her hands once more, and these pools of yellow light sort of shine outward, as well as the eyes glow again, and she floats about a foot into the air. As you guys see, even though her 3-foot form, she's just like standing there in this weird godlike position. And you share a look of like confusion as she just starts going, she starts singing this, not singing, chanting this weird sort of incantation, and you have a hard time even in this situation refraining from laughter as this 2-foot something woman hunched over is now flying in the middle of the air.
3 god figures in a room at once.
She sinks back into the floor. The souls that you have, these lanterns, they're not Hogar. None of them are. I don't know what they are, but I don't think they're human. Hogar's soul is not in his body. His body is almost dead. Yes, but for us to truly lay him to rest, or to bring him back, we need his soul, which lies here. And she goes and she like pats on the reaver bow that sits across him, and as she touches it, the inside sort of interior red level of the longbow glows a bit, and she and you can see like a bit of smoke arising from the bow itself as the color fades once more. Something's wrong with that thing.
Could you tell what was in the jars? Because I think I might have an idea.
Your guess is as good as mine. But we must hurry. Hogar's body is slowly losing its viscosity, its strength to go on. It's a suspended animation state no human should be ever put in. I fear for what my boy has to go through right now. I have no idea what he's seeing. But alas, I'm a healer of sorts. I don't deal with these items. Your best chance to find out what the hell is going on is to take it into Trusk.
Yeah, we can do that. But first, I want to approach the bow and the lanterns. Does it look like the bow could attach to a lantern to maybe like deposit some like she said how the soul was in the bow? Could we like deposit the soul from in the bow into a lantern? Like, is there like a little
Roll an investigation check.
like basically what I'm saying is I'm
help?
a little exit port to go.
Yeah, sure. You guys kind of stand there and poke at it for a bit. Roll with advantage on that.
Ooh, okay. I got a 3 and a 9, but that 9 turns into an 11.
Yeah, you have no idea. Maybe that seems like a good. Your running theory of this takes the souls and then they deposit them into here seems to make sense. You don't know the specifics.
Okay. So should we just take the bow and the lanterns and the note into Trusk and then leave Hogar with you?
She takes out a small piece of parchment and starts writing furiously and hands over this little piece of paper. When reading it, it gives a specific address and labels itself as the Academy of Magical Sciences. Any sort of weird shit going into Trusk is going to be there.
I've lived in Trust my whole life. Do I know where this is at?
Yeah, I was going to hand the paper.
Oh, yes, you know where it's at. You've never been there personally. It's one of the guild houses in Trusk. As you come from the Cross Hands, as opposed to making weapons like you do, this place is a sort of magical. It's not an academy in the like a school sort of a thing. It's just like academy is in a collection of smart people's offices. You figured it was named by King Ulysses, and he didn't really know what he was talking about. He just wanted a couple words that make him sound smart. So the Academy of Magical Sciences, you've never been there, and you haven't heard much about it, but you know where it's at. Yeah. It's this sort of big, like rounded topped building, and there aren't a lot of domes in Trusk, so it kind of sticks out.
I'm gonna try and grab the Reaver bow and see if it hurts me.
You sort of like pick it up and it starts to like glow again, and it like heats up, but not to an uncomfortable or blistering degree.
Okay. Can I like string it around myself comfortably, or
Should we just carry these lanterns freely, or should we get like a bag for them? I don't know what people would think if we just walked around with these 3 lanterns.
can I attach them to my hip? I can't hear you.
Rick, Mike, down.
They have these couple of loops that sort of, there's one loop here and then it connects into the next loop, and then a third loop that sort of, you can hold them and they like dangle off, as well as clip them to like most belts, sheaths do. Like you can hook them over the sheath and stuff like that.
Okay, I'm gonna do so. Or
Comfortable carrying all that at once?
give them to Sweetie to do so.
Yeah, I'll take 1. You can take 2.
Yeah, that'd make more sense because they're a little short.
Well, because like if I connect it to my belt, it's probably going to be
Yeah.
in like the knee or the shin.
That's why I wanted you to carry all of them.
You'd be like tripping over them and they're scraping against the ground.
Yeah, I'll take it as an easy too.
I can carry them.
I'll look after Hogar's body. You all figure out what's going on.
Okay. Thanks, Mima. And Gronk should be back soon. I don't know. He said he was going to go to the bathroom, and it's been like half an hour now.
I think that he's crying.
It's all right. We'll watch after Hogar together.
Okay, we'll be back.
As you guys leave, with the lanterns hooked to your side, Roku, you sort of see that sort of shield of professionalism go down a bit as she sort of like leans over to Hogar, and you catch her go, "You're not really gone. Not yet." As she sort of like comforts his unconscious body, unknowing if he can even comprehend such words. But you walk out and make your way back to the north, where the dock is that you parked your stolen boat, as well as took a ferry across from Trusk once.
Rat, can we take like a 5-minute break?
Absolutely.
He's got.
He's got
Dog.
issues. All right, I'm gonna do a quick good man. All right. Eventually, you make your way up, and you find that sailboat sort of keelboat thing that you sailed from the waterfront on. Still intact and sitting next to the shore.
I'm assuming we're gonna use that to get across. So I'm gonna go up the plank and whatnot.
All right. You get up there, untie the ship from the
Doc.
the dock. Thank you. I was trying to think of like the post, like the wood post, and you like hop on and unfurl the sail, and take control of your ship that you've sailed kind of before.
Do you need my help with sailing? I mean, you did it last time. I mean, it was okay. But I don't know. I don't know if you've done this before.
I've never been the captain. So yeah, help would be nice.
DM question.
Mm-hmm.
What stat is it to...
It's just if you have proficiency in
boating?
yeah, in water vehicles.
Okay.
Are we rolling?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can roll with advantage if Sweetie's helping you.
Cool.
Yeah, I can watch. I can be a lookout.
How hard could it be to point the boat in that direction? I got a 13.
With advantage?
Yep. 7 and 13.
Yike.
All right. You sort of like sit there at the helm for a bit and like put your foot off and kick off of the dock to give it some sort of boost forward. And you start moving and making your way across the water. And you're like, yeah, this is fine. And
Fine.
for about an hour or so, you sort of float lazily upwards towards Trusk. Do you wish to do anything on your trip there?
Try not to crash would be the main thing.
All right. As you make your way to the other side, you see the Crimson Clover obviously towering above anything else, but you also see the main city of Trusk, the Capitol building carved in ivory as you see over to your right, and just the familiarity of this place, calling it your home for so many years and visiting it for so many times. You know this place. And as you go to stop at the dock, you like don't really know how to slow down, so you like kind of like turn the sail the other way to try to go against the wind, but it starts spinning your boat as you did it too hard. So now you're like perpendicular to the dock, and anyways, you have a lot of problems, and you end up like when you're trying to park and you hit the curb, you end up just scraping the front half of it on the rocks, and you kind of go, ugh. That sounded expensive. As you
Does it sound like just some chipped paint, or like it may be a hole in the ship?
It sounded like you just crashed something made of wood into rocks.
Okay.
We just stole this boat because the other boat had holes in it.
Now we're getting a bigger boat anyway.
Once we murder everybody in the waterfront, yeah.
Exactly.
Burn the whole city down.
I'm gonna try and tie off the boat so it at least doesn't float away.
You tie it, and it seems to be just bobbing up and down in the back half because the front half is slightly on the land.
Tied it off, even though it's fucking on the land. Gotta be safe.
It might float off. It's in the middle of a fucking street.
Another happy landing.
Don't worry, we're still sailing half a boat.
Still, what clap we landed.
Shoot.
Okay, so I'm gonna hop off the boat or like lower the plank and hop off. And then I'm gonna follow Roku because he knows where this place is.
We're on a mission, so we ain't stopping and talking to nobody.
All right, yeah. You sort of run past that. Was that your dog, Tom? I thought that was Jared for a second. I was like, what the fuck? Because he was going like, and that's just a Jared type noise.
Got himself stuck. He's retarded.
I'm sorry, Jared. Yeah, that is a commonplace noise with you. So I just thought. Anyways, you move forward onto that main street and walk deeper into the city, and eventually, due to your knowing this city very well, you stumble upon these large, sort of towering pillars that sprawl into this building that is a huge dome up top. It's this glass dome. Some sort of observatory or something that takes place inside of here as you can look up into the night sky. And I assume you walk in? You walk in, and this place smells like super sterile. It has like a tinge of like alcohol, but not like the drinking kind, like rubbing alcohol in the air, as it is just like weirdly surgical in here. It just, everything is like kind of this pure white on the floor, made of these like sort of stone, maybe granite tile as you walk across it, up to this sort of front desk area, and up on the back it has this on the wall it has this large circle adornment of random symbols and some sort of runes in a circle with a not a star but like a diamond in the middle and a diamond imposed on top of it. It looks to be some sort of magical shit. You guys don't particularly understand, even being spellcasters yourselves, as studying magic and what it means when you cast magic really isn't in your guys' wheelhouse.
Is it the houses like on each point of the star or something like that?
What do you mean?
Like schools of magic, not houses.
Gotcha. No, it's not a star. It's a it has 8 points. It's like a square. It's like a diamond, and then you take another diamond and you tilt it so that like there's a point.
It's like a compass rose.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Anyways, that was just this sort of seems to be the tying like theme, the logo of the building, if you will. And you see behind this desk, it's a very tall desk. Like Roku, like sort of like stands there and like looks upwards slightly. It looks as almost like a judge's podium for how big it is.
So I'm sitting down there like, yo.
You're like, you see this woman with this sort of almost bestial nature. You see that she's almost got this cow-like sort of face, with this hair that goes down way past her shoulders and even like combs in front of her face slightly, with those cow ears that sort of like flop down to the side, not as like bull and cow-like as like a minotaur, but this is some sort of strange creature that you have very little dealings with. She sort of like looks up and bats her like these long, almost fan, like Snuffleupagus from fucking Sesame Street has got these eyelashes that like when bat is just like a fan. Hi. Welcome to the Academy of Magical Sciences. How may I help you?
This chick's a stoner. I'm gonna take off the bow and show her. Dead guy, trapped in bow, need help figuring out.
There's a man trapped in there?
Sweetie, and I'm gonna pick him up and set him on the table.
Hello. Not what I was expecting. Wait, did you set me on the desk?
Oh. You said sweetie on the desk.
Hello. So our friend got in a little bit of a pickle, and we thought he died, but then we were attacked, and we found this note on.
It seems the bow trapped his soul.
We think his soul is in the bow, and we have these lantern things that we think other souls are in, except
Wow.
not in these ones.
That's pretty crazy.
Saying?
Are you sure that there's a soul trapped in that bow?
No, maybe. No.
Because
We're
strangely enough,
60% sure.
we have a guy for souls trapped in stuff.
That sounds really helpful.
That's like right on the nose.
She stands up and towers above you as she like steps down, and this woman is like hairy as hell, just coming out of like her like any clothes. She's wearing a short sleeve shirt that is immediately just covered in like this fur, and she sort of like steps over and opens the door very slowly. Oz! You're gonna want to talk to these guys. And out from the back, this doorway steps out Jared. Take it away.
I am a fairly tall human man with brown hair and blue eyes. I'm fairly skinned. I am wearing a blue turtleneck with some gray trousers. And I have a cloak that's draped over my back right now, and I'm wearing some black leather boots. Other than that, I am currently holding a book in my right hand, and I have an owl perched on my shoulder. Yeah. You got something with a soul in it?
One moment. Roku, you see something else. A little different. Explain what he would see.
Oh, you see a pale white man with white eyes, like no like iris, just the eye, and then white hair.
Yeah, like you see the sort of like outward appearance, and then it all sort of fades away as your eye grants you access into like this truer form of himself. There we go. Just had to do that for a quick sec.
Did you like my song I was singing, Rick?
Didn't hear you.
I was singing like I was kicked out of the meeting and I'm really sad. And like this like cracking, really high pitched voice. It was beautiful.
You had a bad day.
So, what do you need my help with?
I'm just gonna kind of study him.
As you look as this half-orc man just like stares at you and like squints inquisitively as he looks you up and down.
What? I'm not from around here. I'm from Triton. You expect a half-orc folk?
Kind of lean in closer to him. And I'm gonna go, all right, well, this bow, we think, has our friend trapped in it.
We also have these lanterns that we're fairly certain there are souls inside. And, well, we had this idea. I don't really know if it would work, but if we empty this jar or lantern of its soul, maybe we could take the soul out of the bow and push it into the lantern. We could open that up. We could open that up, and we could put our soul back in our friend. But we're also not even 100% sure that our friend is in the bow.
We need your help. Will you help us?
I will, to my best ability. I am also currently having trouble with the soul of a loved one trapped in an item.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I've never been much for romantic.
Like I said, odd coincidence. Now, Oz, if you'd like to take them to your office, that's all right with me.
I'm gonna very quickly go into the office. Like, I'm not even gonna wait for him to go first. I'm just gonna go because I don't like Mrs. Cow Lady.
Sweetie, you push past and open this back door, and it's like a doctor's office. It's like a maze of these hallways and rooms that all look exactly the same to one another. As you like start quickly jogging down one, and you glance over and you see what looks exactly like it does in front of you. And you go forward a little more, and to the right is the exact same hallway you saw to the left.
Oh no, did I just get lost?
Roku, as you guys kind of just stand there staring at Sweetie hustle down this hallway. As he gets farther away from you, he starts panicking as he looks around. But like he's still within like he can like hear you. You can hear him panting and making panicked midget noises as he often does.
This one.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm back
follow
here.
with him.
And I
All right, do you go in?
my office.
I'm gonna follow him, and as I go in, I'm gonna lean close to him and whisper, "I see you."
Lovely.
As you guys walk a little bit farther forward, Sweetie is like still like looking around frantically, and you turn, and Oz is confidently sort of walking his way forward, and he takes a turn to the right, and he walks down another hall, and at the very, very end of this hallway, he turns, cracks open this door, and then inside you see this very, very humble little space, a desk, a shelf behind it, and like this sort of table just in the middle of the room with a chair next to it. It's very, very humble, very small, but Oz, you have your various belongings scattered around here.
Jared,
Yes?
is your name Dr. Oz?
No, it's Oz.
But
Are
we're
you a doctor?
office. Are you a doctor? Do you have your?
No, it's just it's a very doctor's office like environment, but it's not like an office. There's no fucking table for you to lay down on with that weird paper
Gotcha.
over it. It's a desk. It's a study. It's like yeah, it's a little study area.
Though, in a coincidence, I am the wizard Oz.
Ha 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 ha.
It wasn't meant to be like that. It just happened.
The Wizard Oz, but you maybe also are Dr. Oz. I don't know.
I'm not a doctor yet.
The Wizard of Dr. Oz, perhaps, if we can.
All right,
I-
let's get down to business then.
Alright, I would like to investigate the bow.
I'm still holding it. I'm gonna put all the lanterns and the bow, everything on the table.
Absolutely. Would you
And
just
the note.
the lantern? Oh, the note. Okay. Would you like to just like see what you can get from it? Are you like casting anything, or are you just looking at it?
I'll cast Detect Magic, yeah.
Okay.
Just look at them intuitively.
Yeah, you stare at all these objects, and the letter seems to be just a plainly written letter, but they sort of all emanate this magical energy. usually the telltale sign of something magical is a light sort of blue glow, but these all start emanating that glow and then quickly turn black, giving you a sign that all of these objects are coated in magic, but more specifically, necromancy.
Necromancy. Not my particular cup of tea. Certainly, and Northwood might be better suited for this.
But alas, there is as well the note, which is not on. Would you like to inspect the note as well, basically?
Yes, I would.
All right. You see the story of apparently this man has had his soul taken by the Reaver, which you assume to be the bow.
Reaver, not Revenant.
He has friends that are trying to help him. He lives in Trusk, and you sort of piece together what this is about, and you look and see that big paw print on the bottom of the letter.
Do I recognize this paw print from any books I read at the college?
Roll a history check.
19.
It doesn't have any sort of magical anything about it, but you just notice that it's not like a cat's paw. This is like a bear paw. It's much more broad and strength ridden. This is for sure a bear.
What sort of bear can write?
A werebear, perhaps.
Well, that's a possibility. Yes. I digress. I am not 100% sure how to help your friend right now, as I am currently working on problems with people with souls stuck in objects myself. However, I am sure someone at the college could help us learn about how to take this situation on.
So, you're the expert and you don't know how to help us.
I don't know why she called me the expert. I'm trying to solve the same problem you are.
Is there an expert we can speak to then?
Everyone at Northwind, yeah.
Do you have time to go to Northwind?
Well, since you're trying to solve the same problem we are, I'm guessing you at least have a tiny bit more information than we do. So, do you think there's a way you can transfer the soul from the bow into the lantern? Does it look like there's a way?
Does it look like there's a way to transfer souls between the bow and the lantern?
Roll investigation check.
Ooh. 23.
There isn't a direct funnel, but you recognize some sort of magical manipulation. And this is what piques your interest, and this is why you think Nalar may have called you back, is you see some remnants of some sort of ritual, soul exchanging between objects and beings, or souls within objects into other objects.
There's something in here about the soul exchange ritual. Have I ever heard of a ritual like that?
Not explicitly. It's sort of like something that you all like. It could happen through magic. You know of things like gifting souls to inanimate objects, like awakening them or animating them, but like the soul itself is a very broad concept, so there's no specifics on any rituals what this might be. So if there is anything that has figured out this ritual, it is whatever has done this.
Our best bet might be to find whoever wrote this letter to be able to access the ritual to switch souls between objects, and probably take them out of objects too.
So you think we're looking for, I don't know what you called it, but the bear person?
That'd be the first place to look, I guess. Find someone who can scry, I guess, if that'd be the right spell to use in this situation.
Do you know of like a directory anywhere? I know we're not on the most unified of continents, but is there any place we could go to that has like a documentation of everyone? Is that a thing in D&D?
Like the IRS
census?
or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, having all of you have either been to Trusk or like Urku have lived in Trusk, and you know that there is one place where every Trusk citizen goes in and out on a weekly basis. The Crimson Clover.
Crimson Clover would be a good place to start.
Yeah, if they're from Trusk.
Well, we found this note just off the coast on like the mainland. Not even that far out. Just like, how far of a walk would you say it was from like the coast?
About an hour.
Like barely an hour walk. So he might be in the area. I
Possible.
don't know how easily this is depicable. I don't know what the fucking word is. Like, if I look at the ink, does the ink look more fresh or does it look super old?
Unfortunately, that's another investigation check.
Well, if he died recently, like it's only been 5 days.
Well, it's ink. Yeah, I rolled a 4.
Yeah, like what Roku said, it's either within. It has to be within the last 5 days. Like, and presumably less than 5 days because it's a letter. Like, it's not, he didn't think it or say it to him. He had to send a letter. So there's some sort of travel time that had to go there.
Then if it's a letter that was sent, then he might not be in the area.
Especially if the lad told him to go to the area.
Well, I guess the best place to start would be the Crimson Clover. You guys have fun checking that out. I don't know if I'm allowed in there.
What did you do?
It's a long story.
Oh yeah, right. Well, why don't you do whatever you want to do, I suppose.
I mean, I'll try and go in with you guys. If I do get kicked out, I apologize. But, let's go.
All right.
Oz, are you coming with us?
Yeah, sure. Finding this ritual will help me with my problem.
It's good to hear that we have another mind helping us with this problem.
As you sort of step out of your office and make your way down the maze of offices and hallways, you walk back out, and that same woman at the desk goes, "Oz, are you heading out now?
Yeah.
Where are you going?"
Oh, we're gonna go check out, investigate at the Crimson Clover.
Well, if you need to take a break from your work and go to the bar, feel free.
Okay.
And as you look back, she like,
That lady's high.
Yeah.
you step back out into the Trusk streets, and lucky for you, the sun is like sort of just going down, meaning it's probably 6 or 7, which means the night at the Crimson Clover is just about to start. As you make your way towards the western side of town, and as you trudge towards it, it seems your rumors are unfortunately true, or your thoughts are unfortunately true, as you hear just the sound of drunk rowdiness, and know that if you're not careful, you could get caught up in some of it. When, as you're walking towards you, a mug of some sort of ale or something just lands on the ground and splatters in front of you. Looking up, and you hear laughter and cheers from about the 6th floor, meaning that even though it's about 7 or 8 o'clock at night, people are already very much ahead of the curve. Yep. And with that, you sort of just open these sort of swinging saloon doors and are met with a loud, just sort of barrage of people's voices and just generally people everywhere.
Well, where should we start?
I'm gonna go talk to Junior up there.
Those pizza rolls?
All right.
Walk to the bar. Hey, Junior. Or is he there?
Yeah, he's there.
Hi, buddy. You haven't happened to see any bear guy, have you?
Bear? Where?
No, like you know what a bear is, right? It's like a bear person.
Are you supposed to be here?
I mean, this is my first time being here.
Roll a deception check for me, please.
Ask for a fuck if I fuck this up. I have plus 13. Okay, that's an 18.
Okay. No, I don't know about any bears. But, I like birds.
Are you okay?
What do you mean, okay?
I don't know. Last time we talked, well, it wasn't here. It was over at the trials for. Yeah. Anyway, last time we were there, you sounded. Are you a little intoxicated?
A little bit.
Just wondering.
Your dog just like belly flopped onto the door.
It's a weekend. Now, quit judging me. And get something to drink.
I'll immediately knowing without looking at a menu or anything. I'll take the sunset. Was it the sunset? The orange Carablast sun.
Without looking at the menu, you're just gonna know what the order is, except you don't even know what it is.
Well, I thought I did, but then I forgot. Sunset poison? I don't remember what it was.
Well, I don't understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. Give me the special. And I slap down.
Like 2 gold, 3, 5 gold, 20 gold.
How much gold? That really determines what you're gonna get here.
I slapped down 5 gold, and I asked for the special. Pencils, that's what I need.
Okay. And he sort of takes this glass mug and puts it underneath the bar and fills it up with some liquid. And you're like, it's really a gamble what you're gonna get at this point. And he takes it and he puts a different liquid in as well. And all of a sudden he puts this this mug up on top, and it is a sort of brownish, orangish mixture that you are very familiar with, known as sweet cider.
Sweet cider. I was like, yes. Damn.
I hope this is what you want. And he takes your gold off the counter and goes, no refunds.
That's okay.
All right. While he was doing that, can I like take some time to ask the crowd if they've seen some bear people?
Roll a persuasion. Are you proficient in persuasion?
Check.
Yeah, could just a persuasion check. If not, just charisma.
Yeah, persuasion. Perfect.
I am also gonna do that.
All right, do the same for you as well.
I got an 18. I got a +7 to that. You believe that?
You walk around and you're like this super stern. You still have the bow strung. Wait, do you have the bow still?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have the bow strung across your back.
Got everything on my hip and
Weapons, soul lanterns, helmet with horn holes. Hello. I was wondering if you. And this drunk woman turns around and is like, huh? What? I can't hear you. And you have to take the time to not. Oz, what did you get on your check?
18.
All right, so you both ask around for a while, and you mostly just get just absolutely
slurs.
Destroyed. Yeah, it's just. Did you know that you're green?
yes, I
You
know,
just
green.
stare blankly at them. Eventually, you get to this sort of shady-looking guy, and at first you think he's not a human. You think maybe he's like a gnome or a halfling or something, but it turns out this dude is human as he stands up and is reasonably taller than those, but he has this hunch and even throws his shoulders up, making his body look super small. He's got his hands wrapped together in a constant scheming motion. He's got the sort of the wife beater A shirt on, just that, and he's got this sort of slicked back, almost too much, as you can see the shine within his hair, as it's greased back. It could be like gel, or it could be he hasn't showered in a week. I'm sorry, and you, Oz, and Roku both converge at the same time on this guy. Did you say bear?
Bear guy.
Bear person.
It depends what you're looking for. I know a couple bears. I know a couple bear people.
All right, buddy. Come on. Let's not play any games.
Look, I don't know about any games, but maybe I can tell you my contacts if you sweeten the pot a little bit.
Are we secluded?
No, technically. Technically, you're within a crowd, but that comes with the added anonymity of people just kind of just bumping into each other and not really noticing you. So you're sort of in a blending in plain sight kind of a deal.
In an intimidation attempt, I'm going to pick him up with my left hand and ask him again.
Yeah, roll an intimidation.
That is a 22.
And he pulls himself up from the confines of your grasp to not be completely supported by your hand on his neck. I got an iron will, guy. If you kill me, you're not getting out of here alive. Now we can settle this the easy way. The hell's wrong with your hand, anyways?
Hate slimy people. And I'm gonna pouch 100 gold.
Ozzy looks over to you.
Here's 20 gold.
I don't know, you seem pretty desperate. Is finding this bear worth more than 120 to you?
If you try and squeeze more out of me, I might just kill you.
Roll another intimidation check for me.
That one's even better. 26.
All right. I was thinking about asking for some more, but when you just said that, I think I shit myself a little bit. So I'll take it. All right, listen up. This guy you're looking for, I'm assuming you're not looking for no bear. What you're looking for is the Bear King. Now, he's a bit hidden. He's secluded amongst the forests. He ain't from Trusk, per se, but he close. He's off the coast of Maine Convie, if you go a little south, you know what I mean? Look, here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to supply a pot of honey. And I'm not talking no store-bought crap honey. I mean freshly squeezed, out the hive honey. You're going to take it into the woods. Yeah, it's about a 2-hour walk west of the coast. And you're going to find this big black tree. You'll know it when you see it. He's a criminal, kinda. He's a little bit more professional than a guy like me. He's a boss. So treat him with respect. And most importantly, don't tell him I sent you.
If I don't find him, we'll be back.
I hope that is not the case for both of our sakes. I'm gonna just... Thanks for the tip, by the way.
Okay, how long have they been like walking around talking to people?
A good probably 20 minutes, especially
So
with that last interaction.
reasonably, I would be done with a single drink, and I'd be like at least looking around.
Mm.
After I kind of see them finish their conversation, can I try and stealthily sneak up and try and pickpocket the gold back?
You absolutely can. Roll a stealth check.
Let's go, Eve. Come on, Eve.
17.
All right, being the way you are, you sort of like squeeze through people's legs, and there's just sort of like distant like beat, and like that. It's not like it's not. This floor is not dancing to it, but it is in the background. And you sort of like just like use that to sort of like boogie on over, and as you get over to him, he's sitting at the table. He sort of like scuffs his like shirt up a little bit more. And these two other guys sit down that were in the corners of the room, equally sort of gross looking as him. Both of them are a bit fatter, a bit bigger than him, as he's like sort of skinny and weaselly. That guy could have killed me. I mean, do you see the size of those hooks? His hand had something weird to it. It was like it was dying, and it like I could feel it in my soul when he grabbed my neck, and he's like totally turned away from you. Roll a sleight of hand check.
Okay, reroll ones. I was sad for a second. Oh, that's still not that good. 14.
Anyway, so he's holding me up, and I says to him, and he grabs your hand as it is reaching towards his belt. What the hell do you think you're doing?
You're not my mom. Sorry, I went. I was gonna go and grab my
Get the
mom.
hell out of here, or
Went
else
back.
I'll become your mom. And as you're walking away, the other guys go, "Boss, what does that mean?" I don't know. Shut the hell up.
And yeah, I'll go join my other guys. Damn it.
You watch as like Sweetie kind of like sadly slinks out without your pouches of gold.
It's a good try, buddy.
It was worth a shot. Hey, didn't start a fight that time.
I know. I'm proud of you.
All right. Where's your next move?
So where are we going? Who?
Well, we need some honey, first off.
I think we need a long rest too because I'm not looking too hot. I'm good on health, just nothing else.
Yo, Rick.
Yeah.
Would I know who the Bear King is? Because I got criminal background.
Right. Roll a history check for me.
That's 17 plus 2. 19.
You've heard of this guy known as the Bear. A lot of times, bosses have like names for themselves. So, Bear is a pretty common one, you assume. But the whole hand stamp with the claw paw on the letter is seemingly unique. And the Bear King, you haven't necessarily heard of, but the Bear King, you feel like you've heard some remnants of that. Is you feel like he's some sort of like assassin, not in like the conventional sneaking around, knife in your back sense, but like walk up and just snap you in half sort of assassin. And he runs some sort of a group affiliation. And apparently now you know that he runs some sort of business, whatever it may be, with the people of Trusk, with the seedy underbelly of Trusk.
Gotcha. I wasn't going to do anything with that information.
So yeah, basically, in short, yeah, kinda.
It's like here in El Chapo. Like you know who he is. Like
Like you've heard it before.
But then
But like this is the first time you're like, oh, I guess the bear could be representing an actual bear
and not
with
just
a paw. He's like really
just a beefy
leaning
guy.
into it. Yeah. You just thought it was a nickname and not like a whole mantra.
All right.
You're telling me is I need to go get some honey for
Not store-bought honey, fresh honey from a beehive.
Are there any honeys near Mima's house?
Who is Mima?
Oh, right. Okay, right on the coast. Do you know? It's like a big forest. Do you
Have
have
I been to
bees
the,
in that area?
have I been to the coast before?
You have been to Trusk's coast. You have not been to Convi's coast. You've come over here. You haven't explored much of Convi at all, really. You just know of its existence.
I have not been there yet.
Well, finding a beehive can't be that hard, can it?
Do I know how hard it is to find beehives?
You're kind of a book guy. You don't really know. You haven't really been out in the world, sticking your hand in beehives before.
Oh, don't worry. I'm a book guy, too. There was this one book I always used to read, and it was this tree with a big beehive hanging off of it. And it can't be any different than that, right?
It depends. What book was it?
It had a bear in it. It was like a blonde bear. It wore a shirt for some reason.
See this. Bears don't wear shirts.
It was a weird, but I think I can find some honey. It shouldn't be that hard. Like the beehives are huge.
That's almost as bad as saying a bear would wear a hot pink bra and undergarments.
Okay, now that's just ridiculous.
Exactly.
Can't think there was a bear in our last campaign who wore a pink bra and pink underwear. It was Gare Bear, the werebear.
A Scare Bear.
And then we ate him.
Are you proud of that name, Rick?
They made it, man. They
We
made
made
it.
it.
I just put it in for fan service.
And then we ate it.
And then yeah, Jared specifically ate it.
Jared's tribe of people captured it, and it kind of went berserk, and so we killed it.
The Gare Bear jerky. He would be like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna eat some Gare Bear jerky." I'm like, "Cool."
Who's our
Everyone else, no, me. It's my culture.
emotionless lizard person? So
It's my culture. You think he's not going to eat every one of his friends' hands when they die?
anyway,
Also, sweetie, would you roll a history check for me, please?
6, 9, 8. Sorry.
You can't remember the full title of that children's book, but you remember the main bear was named Whiny.
Whiny. yeah. That was his name was Whiny. Yeah, that. Oh, wow, Whiny the bear. Sorry.
He had a catchphrase. He would always go, "Oh shit."
Whiny the bear. He was addicted to honey. I think it was a book about
A fucking
getting over drugs or something. I don't know.
You obviously did not learn from that book. Sweetie didn't take a thing. I guess Whiny the bear is now canonically a thing.
Whiny
in,
the bear, the
movie.
drug addict children.
He's just injecting honey right into the veins. Fucking.
Oh yes, I remember that book from the orphanage and all the terrible things about drugs.
Well, anyway, so the big beehives.
It's like oh my god, like the worst possible response to that. It's like, did you murder that man? Well, that's the worst response. Like for you, wow, drugs are terrible, right? Let's move on to something else.
Well, in that book, there were the big beehives, so a big beehive should be pretty common. I say we just go to Convi's Coast, take a look. It's a 2-hour walk anyway, and we can look around for a bit.
Some honey.
Is it dark?
Yeah, the sun has finally gone down.
Are we doing this in the dark, or are we waiting till morning? I can see just fine, but I don't know about the rest of you.
I cannot
Well,
see in the dark.
according to that book, the bear always did his shit during the nighttime. So, we're awake during the day, you see.
Maybe you should just pick up a copy of the book and
I don't think you're in the
When we
same
get back to
book.
Trusk, gives Rick time to write the book. You best believe we're seeking it out.
all right, cool.
I don't think we. What are your names? I think you're a Sen.
Okay.
Well,
So-
it's getting dark. It's been kind of a long day. Should we take a nap?
Do we
Hour-
go back to Mima's, or do we find somewhere else to sleep?
Do you want to sail in the dark? Or,
I didn't do very good during the day.
we can always stay at your forge place, right?
I'd prefer not to go back there now.
Why?
We could rest on the ship and then sail across first thing in the morning.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll go tell what is the stupid name for the place again?
The Academy
The
of
Academy of Science, Magical
the Academy of Magical Sciences. Yes.
Yeah, what is it? The front desk lady's name?
Nalar.
I'm gonna tell Naylor I'm doing some field research.
Hey, Jared, can you move your mic just like a tiny bit out? Whenever you
Like that?
out, no, out, like away from your mouth.
Like that?
No, Jared.
God.
Whenever you breathe outwards, it's just like, you know, the earrings and stuff.
Okay. So while he's doing that, do I know how late the stores are? Of course, how when do the stores close? Like a general store.
The equivalent would be like
Like, are they still open? Is what I'm
they
asking.
would be for a couple more hours yet.
Okay. I would like to go find a general store that would have a jar.
I'm gonna go with him.
All right. You sort of like glance around. Oz breaks off to go back to the academy, and you see something called Bobby's This, That's, and the Others. And you kind of look in the windows, and it looks like just random shit piled up wall to wall. I don't know if you guys have, like, when I was in New York, in Chinatown, they have these random shops that are just like, you can barely fucking walk in them because there's just aisles and aisles of drug paraphernalia and stolen branded, like, off-brand shit with like a fake label slapped onto it, random merchandise for the town, like it, and you can absolutely barely fucking breathe as you walk down the halls because they're so tight. There's one of those, and the lights are on, like the lights are, the lanterns on the walls are lit, and so you assume that this is.
I'm going to open the door. There's a big, what are those little jingles?
It hits the little jingle at the top. Is someone out there? And you like sort of like try to take a peek at to what the voice just made a noise, but you can't because it's blocked by like lines of shirts on hangers, and you just like can't get a peek at the back of the store.
And I'm gonna start. Can I side thing? You said shirts. I want a cape.
Okay.
Like a not like a cape. What do you? A cloak. I want a cloak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if I can, is it cold? Is it getting cold? Either way, I want a cloak.
Yeah, it's a very summer nights-esque. Like the days are pretty hot, and the nights get like super cold. So yeah,
Okay.
cloak would be conventional. So you sort of walk around, and the first thing to the right is this big open area with those rocks that stick together, and like the magnetized rocks and all the weird. Maybe I'm alone on this one. Every like tourist shop has that weird rock thing. They like connect together magnetically. I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, okay. No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I get it.
You see glass mugs stacked on walls with their handles tilted outwards in the hopes that you will like run into it and break it. So you have to pay for it. But you're very careful to like trounce alongside of it. And you see like the logo, the four-leaf clover covered red and dripping blood, and it says Crimson Clover, and one of it says Crimson Clover Rumpus Ring. It has that CCRR logo that's in the middle of the ring itself, and there's all these sort of like ornamental, like different. There's a snow globe of Lord King Ulysses, all this sort of merchandise, and you. It seems to be just like. You pick up another one. It's of Lord King Ulysses, except this time he has an axe in his hand and he's screaming. You pick it up and shake it. The snow is red, and it looks like blood, like flying everywhere. And they have like little fake bits of like a spinal column, like floating through the liquid, and like
A leg.
like yeah, different body parts.
A head.
It's red.
And all that fun stuff.
While he's
go ahead.
shaking snow globes, you said this is like a souvenir shop type thing, but also at the same time, you also called it a general store, right?
I called it a general store.
Well, you have barely made it down one aisle, and this is a very spacious store. Let's just say it's got a lot of stuff.
Is there a pack of cigs I can pick up?
We can look around. Yeah, when I was in I I don't know how to describe this all to you. When I was in Branson and I found that Boba Fett helmet, I sent it to the group chat. There was this. It was like a Goodwill, except it was quadrupled in size, maybe even quintupled. It was like the size of like a mall, except the only thing was these little rooms that are like different themes of like used shit. So it'd be like, here's a bunch of swords, and here's Pokemon cards, and here's fucking old lady clothes. And it was so weird. And every aisle, it was like I was having a fucking fever dream, you guys. It was the weirdest shit ever. Anyways, that's what this place is. It has the
I'm kind of really interested in going here now.
It's so weird. I don't know how to describe it to anyone. It's just,
Road
you
trip.
just get lost and you're like, where the fuck am I? Like, me and Gabby kept going, like, I had this weird feeling like I'm dreaming right now. And I was like, I was just about to fucking say that. Anyways, you're looking around and you see everything. The title, this, that's, and the others is not misleading. It has this, that, and the others all around here. And eventually you sort of make your way around. As you get to the end of this first aisle, you finally see this like cashier area, and you see this old man, not like hunched, but he's just sort of staring out with like very watchful eyes through these big sort of like almost like goggles of glasses that he has on. They amplify his eyes like to like the umpteenth degree, so you can see them like big as they fill up the entire glasses. Hi, I'm Bob of Bob's This, That's, and the Others. Can I help you with anything?
We're gonna go out into the woods and collect some honey.
Oh, I got honey. If you
No, we're not looking for. We need some fresh honey. So I think you're looking for a jar, right?
you saying my honey ain't fresh?
No, I trust your honey. It's probably really good honey.
I don't trust you, boy. You come in my store, looking at things, shaking things up. You best be buying something. Not wasting my
Plan
time.
on buying something. Do you have a jar?
An empty jar. It's just not that difficult. Just an empty jar.
Yeah.
What about
We have to search for it, or are
cigarettes?
you going to get it for us?
They're in aisle 7.
7?
And he sort of points off, and you look back, there's no number indicators of which aisle is which.
Oh, Jesus. I'm just going to roughly go where he pointed.
No, not in there. Dummy. The next aisle over.
I'm going to take a step the other way, I guess.
There you go. I tell you. And Sweetie, what are you doing? Are you following him?
No, sir. Do you have any like cigarettes, or cigars, or
What kind?
I just need some. I don't care. Your best type.
Well, I smoke these personally myself. He puts his box on the table. It's that, a box of cigarettes. It's white and it has like this gold trim. It says gold standard on it.
How much are those?
You got 8 gold a box.
8 gold. How many per box?
How many cigarettes a box?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
I'll take 2 boxes.
You will not regret it. Best kind there is. Hell, I know the guy who makes it himself.
And you said 8 gold a box?
8 gold.
I'm gonna put 17 gold up on the table.
You done miscounted, son.
I'm giving you a tip.
I'll give you a tip. And he sort of like slides it all back. Get the hell out of my store right now.
Okay, just
Go on, get.
Grab him and run out of the
Roku, you find this sort of area full of it's like containers of all varieties. You find vases and like picture frames, like literally anything that can fit another object in it is in this aisle. So that ranges from like chests all the way down to these small glass jars. Like these sort of ornate clay pots if you want to go there. Just yeah, but you get a little glass, basically a mason jar, with a one of those like cloths and a rubber band around it as opposed to like a lid.
Perfect. Yep. Perfect. Is there anything like I don't know? Is there anything else that looks interesting in the store? That interesting to and helpful?
Roll a perception check for me.
15.
You do notice that he does have a section full of cloaks, if you would wish to scour that. What'd you say?
I would love to. Yes.
Okay. This ranges from like these fake, like sort of phony Halloween costume looking things. You get ones that are like a hood and like a chest piece, and then like it cuts off as like a crop top, sort of like a thing. It looks like Abe's Halloween costume when he was the Scarecrow and like half of his belly was showing.
It was so bad. I couldn't wait.
And you eventually find like these regular hood cape, and the cape sort of can like be wrapped around yourself.
Thing you can.
Yeah, a little brooch.
Perfect. And then I need a glove to cover up the hand because it keeps getting called weird. So I need a weirdly shaped glove.
In the same aisle, just a bit further down, there are boots, and there are gloves. You have to get one that's like the biggest possible size they have. They have like small, medium, large, extra large, extra large, orc size times 2, and you have to get that one to fully form all the way down to your arm. It is a bit roomy, but it covers it all the way.
All right,
And you have to get the pair. They're sort of put together in a pair.
perfect.
You make your way back up to the counter.
Yep.
We got a cloak and some mittens and a jar. You all set?
I believe so.
Good. And he like looks up. He pulls up the cloak for a second. He's like, "Count, you sure this cloak is the right size? You look to be a bit big, boy."
Did I try it on?
Yeah, it would fit okay for you.
It's fine.
Well, maybe if you keep spiraling with your weight like the way it looks like you're going now, I mean, this won't fit by next winter.
Sakes, just let me pay for the items, please.
You see, I fought in many a wars. You kids you days think you're all tough, walking around with your axes and your horns. Hell, I slain more creatures with horns than I have regular people, and I killed a lot of regular people, boy.
You want to test that, old man?
Are you threatening me in my own store?
No, sir. I just want my items.
That's what I thought. You kids always running down this and trying to step up to the old generation when you ain't got no. And you sit there as he rambles for a bit longer. Oh, that'll be 5 gold.
gonna stopping myself from like slamming it on the counter and slide it towards him.
You're like, that's all right. Thank you. That's you even got the total right. I'm proud of you.
This fucking guy. I'm just gonna pick up my items and leave.
Thank you for shopping at Bob's, This, That's, and the Others. I hope you found your This, That's, and Others, and get the hell out of my store as you walk around out the door. And you hear mumbling as you walk out. Ding! The pleasant bell rings as you step out, and you look at Sweetie.
Jesus Christ, that fucking guy.
I was nice and gave him a tip. 1 extra gold, and that guy yelled at me.
I believe he specifically said, "Go on, get to you."
And you got going.
Well, where'd Oz go?
Oz. We cut back to you as you walk back, and in that main central area is where most everybody is right now. As you walk into that glass domed building, you look up, and people are observing the stars and constellations. Some seem to be writing things down. Some seem to just be enjoying the view. As this is basically, without television, this is the closest thing you guys have to entertainment a lot of the time. So
I'm gonna go find. Okay, I really didn't write her name down. What is it?
Naylar, Naylar.
Naylor. I'm gonna go find Naylor.
She's not hard to miss as she towers above basically everyone else. Oz, welcome back.
I'm gonna do some field research for a while.
Did you figure out a way to rid the object of the soul?
I figured out a lead to get a way to rid the object of a soul.
That's exactly what we're all about here. The scientific method sometimes needs some hands-on research.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, Oz.
Thank you.
And she sort of like smiles and looks at you for a bit longer than the conversation lasts.
And I can go to my.
And stares back up at the stars.
I go to my office, gather my stuff, and meet up back with the other two.
All right.
Realizing that we didn't tell him where to go, I'm gonna try and meet him as he's coming out of the building.
Yeah, you do so. You notice that these two have, 1, more random shit, and 2, an angered expression on their faces.
You were in the mobs, didn't you?
I don't like that.
Ever since I was a kid, he's always been like that.
Mm-hmm. I haven't been here that long, and I get it. I get it.
Anyway, boat's this way. And by now I put on my cloak, and I'm gonna flip it over my head and realize.
Yeah, it stands up on the horns.
Then I'm just gonna go, oh, shit.
Nice cloak.
Thanks. I'm gonna pull it through.
Rip it through the fabric.
Perfect.
So, are we gonna sleep on the boat?
That's the plan.
Okay.
All right, you guys head back to the ship. Boat.
Yep.
Ship is a bit generous for that little thing. All right, you usually find your way back, and you go upon the ship, but in the cabin there does not seem to be a lot of sleeping room. So how does everyone orient themselves for the night?
Is there a captain's quarters? I'm gonna say no.
There is one room down below, which is sort of like there's like a not like a couch, but like it's sort of a bench seating up against the wall. It's technically cushioned, but it's like against the wall in like a half circle, and then on the other side of the ship, that same half circle.
Have you seen Last of Us 2? Anyone here?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like
it's
it's
that
the same
boat.
style, yeah. And then farther past the ship is this storage area, which like to be in, you have to be like crouched down, and there's a sleeping bag in there that I think Sweetie took the night before.
I'm just gonna find somewhere comfortable up top, or as comfortable as I can get. I'll use my cloak for a pillow or something.
All right.
I find somewhere comfortable and sleep with my book.
I'm gonna go get that sleeping bag.
All right. Does anyone have anything they would wish to do before the night is started, or before the night is through, I suppose?
I'm okay.
I'd like to find Roku.
Roku is laying on the top of the deck, sort of just on the surface of the ship, and he's got the cloak sort of flipped upside down as he like has it on top of him like a sort of blanket.
Hey, I can control you for this part. The same thing you did earlier. Kick Sweetie.
What? Oh,
Kick me out of the
gotcha.
call.
I was like, wait a minute.
Well, hello there.
General Kenobi.
So
Oh.
I take it you can see what I really am.
Drop the facade so I can talk to the real you.
I instantly. Okay. Action just change.
And you notice that he doesn't drop an illusion. His facial features mold, and you can see his skin becomes bleached, and it sort of starts from his chest beneath his clothes and then coats himself up top, and then his hair starts to pour out. Noticing that this is not an illusion, he's in fact changing his shape physically.
Do I know what a changeling is?
Yes, this would be a proper example of one.
Why do you hide what you are?
Not everyone likes a changeling.
Not everyone likes an orc with a decrepit eye and hand.
Well, you got gloves to hide that hand, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
When I was young, people didn't accept me for who I was, so I hid it.
Fair. There's no secrets here.
Alright. You want me to tell your friend or freak him out with something in the morning?
Or what you do, actually. But just know if you keep it from him, you won't have my trust.
Alright. I shift back to the previous form and go back to where I was sleeping.
All right. You sort of just make your way back underneath on like the row of couches, like in the beneath cabin area, and sort of make it some sort of bed.
Yeah, I'll tell him in the morning. Shh. Go
All right.
sleep.
Everyone takes a nice long rest. And you, unfortunately, Roku, awake first in the morning as the sun just coats you and your eyes, and you find it impossible to shut. The rest of you follow suit.
I'd like to, when I wake up, change my appearance
Mm-hmm.
and then go over and Sweetie awakes to see a large black dragonborn.
Sweetie, you wake up, and standing over top of you is this dragonborn huffing this sort of smoke out of its nostrils.
Get up. My eyes kind of closed. Good morning. Just like still really groggy.
Morning.
Kind of open my eyes finally. Who? I don't care. Roku. His eyes up there.
No, Oz is here.
Oh, let me get. Do I still have the spell? Fuck, do I not have it anymore? The fuck? Yeah, I used to be able to do that too.
And trust me, friend, this is not an illusion. And I shift to my base form. A pale, pasty white, bleached skin, white eyes, and
Wait.
white
Is
hair.
it just me? Or does Jared sound like actual dog shit right now?
Yeah, it's actual dog
The
shit.
electrical and like robotic and finicky and echoey. It's
Hello?
horrid.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, but there's like some weird electronic feedback alongside of it.
Like weird static with it.
Just like unplug it, plug it back in, whatever. But in the meantime, yeah, you see as there is no disguise that drops, sweetie. You see as the skin of the Dragonborn shifts to this stark white as it fades from view, and all the scales sort of flatten out and turn into just this smooth skin. And as it does, his whole face changes and rearranges as you hear the muscles inside of him stretching, and his bones crack slightly, and white hair plumes out of his head.
Testing. Is this any better?
No.
It can make do. Oh, so that's what? Like part of I'm confused. So are you is this an illusion? Or is that an illusion? Or are you just both?
Nothing is an illusion, friend. I can just change my appearance at will.
Well, I mean, yeah, I could have done that too, but like, is
It's
it
not an
just the
illusion.
Dragonborn in that, or is it like?
Anything I can imagine, really, as long as it's vaguely humanoid. And I can't grow limbs.
Nice.
So no four-armed winged flying seraph.
I had this buddy once. He was able to do that. The town thought he was an abomination and killed him, but it was a good time. The day and a half I knew him. Well, I suppose we should go now.
I walk up without any disguise on.
All right.
Roku was trying to push the boat into the.
The water.
Roll me an athletics check.
Did you untie it from the dock?
Yeah, you knew
Yes.
to do that first.
Okay.
That would be a 19.
You grind this piece of wood off of the rocks and throw it back out into the water. As you do, hop up onto the dock and race to jump on. And as you do so, it sort of bobs but keeps going forward as it keeps moving. Roll me a piloting check, just a d20.
16.
All right, yeah, and you sort of get it off without a hitch. Eventually, over the course of about an hour in the morning, you all sort of come to and shake off the night before, as you were all severely wounded, or at least expended a lot of resources fighting that hunter guy. Besides Oz, he just is here. The rest of you sort of like, oh, you're a bit sore, your back hurts a little bit. this couple weeks, even months for some of you, of just straight adventuring has gone hard on your bodies, especially those of you who have lost and gained new limbs. But with that, you eventually make your way to the other side of this sort of canal, and land, and you learn how to slow down this time as you pull the sails a lot sooner than you did last time, and you sort of try to turn at the right time to descend your speed as the back end, you almost drift the boat as you turn it, and the back end sort of lands next to the dock as you have the ability to tie it off now.
Getting kind of good at this.
Hey, good job.
No Nikolai, but
Nice.
Yeah, whatever happened to him?
disappeared out of thin air. Oof.
Who's Nicholas?
That makes
Doesn't
sense
exist.
with you guys.
After you guys teleported from the waterfront, he just like wasn't there.
Yeah, he showed up somewhere else. All right. Are we going back to Mima's first, or are we just going?
Oz, do you want to see the body in question?
Sure.
Oh, right this way. Go to Mima's.
All right. Yeah, you make your way back, and as you go to open that door, it again swings open easily. But Mima sort of looks like she's caught off guard. As you see her face down on the dining room table, she's clutching Hogar's lifeless hand. And as the door swings open, she like perks up. Oh, I didn't know you guys were coming back so soon. So what have you found out?
You have a lead.
Lovely.
Hello. My name is Oz.
Hi.
I am from the Academy of Magical Sciences.
Oh yes, that's why I sent them yesterday. Are you to help my son?
Yes. We need to find a man known as the Bear King, and we believe he has some sort of ritual that allows for the exchange of souls between objects and people.
Well, that is quite interesting, and I do not know much about it. I'm a healer, so I do best when their souls are in their bodies or out of their bodies, not somewhere in between. If I can help you out in any way, let me know.
Oz, do you know what to do with, or does seeing the body at all help any of your research going on here, or should we
help
go?
the research? I have a body.
Well, hey, Mima, do you know where any beehives are?
Why, of course, they're everywhere around here. Haven't you ever read Whiny the Boop?
Yes.
We were just talking
Well,
about
I
that.
told
last
you
night.
guys about this book.
I used to
I've
read
never
it to
heard of
my
it.
boys all the time.
I really never knew how to read. I just kind of, I seen the book a few times. I always saw the pictures, and over time, eventually, I heard people talking about it, and it's a good one.
It is. It's one of my favorites. It teaches the dangers of addictive substances.
Yeah.
Right, but bees. Right, what are we talking about? Yes, they're everywhere around the forest. I'm sure you can find some.
Perfect. On the way, we'll gather some honey.
Be careful. Bees can be a bit stingy if you go shoving your hands into their homes.
Oh, we got that part covered.
All right, be safe and please hurry.
That nice joke.
What?
Be safe.
Right.
And we should go.
All right, you guys go.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, you sort of like step just out and look around into the wilderness. Do you go any specific direction?
West.
It was west.
West?
West.
Which I believe if we turn around like the way we came to the shore, we should turn left, I believe.
Exactly. As you sort of, you sort this out in real time. You sort of like turn back, step, turn left, then go. And basically, so you guys just kind of like looking for beehives?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the way.
A big girthy one.
Roll
On the-
perception checks for me. Them girthy boys.
Dude, that sky's made out of sky. I got a 2.
Bro, I got 30-20.
11.
Sweetie, you know for sure where to find beehives with your experience with whiny Roku. Since
Whiny?
you've never read it, you have no idea.
The fuck is a beehive?
You sort of look around, and the forest to the west gets a lot heavier than the scattered trees at Mima's house, as it becomes almost like jungle-like, as there's a canopy of trees that could honestly, if it rains, water would have a hard time even getting through the leaves to land on the forest floor. It is completely blotted out by the sun, and you guys struggle to see any sunlight from here, even looking directly upward. But there are just thick trees in every direction, and eventually, Sweetie, you're like, wait. And you look up, and a big old drop of honey just hits you in the forehead as there's this big succulent hive hanging above your head. Unfortunately, it's in a tree about 20 feet up in the air.
As we're going, I want to take my blade and mark trees just in case we get turned around.
All right. How do you mark them? Do you just cut them?
Big old X.
All right.
Wait, no, I want an arrow, actually. That'd make more sense.
Which specific way you're turning?
I want
right.
the arrows to be pointy. Yep, perfect. Perfect. Got it.
I got this. Roku, put the jar right here, and I put I'm motioning to put the jar like directly where I was standing, because I got hit in the head. You see the beehive? And I actually pointed out. Catch the honey, and I want to go up to the tree, and I want to try and climb the tree.
Absolutely. Roll an athletics check.
Okay, +5. Don't fail me. 30-20. Roll a 15.
You got these little knots in the trees that make it easy to climb. Eventually, you kind of have to do that whole sort of hold it around but the tree is wider than your arms can reach. So you're kind of just hugging it, basically. You hug it with your knees, too, as you start to climb up it. And eventually, you get up to a branch, which makes it easier to step up and climb to the next branch. And you sort of hug the base as you reach out, and your arm is now within touching distance of this giant beehive. But as you do, you notice these bees will fly by your head. As there's some of them actually coming out of the hive, and some returning.
I want to hold on to the leg with my trees, hold on to the branch with my legs, crisscross, lock my feet together.
Right.
So there's a diamond from my crotch to knees to feet, and that's hugging onto the tree. And from there, I want to pull out my pack of cigarettes, right?
Oh
Take-
my god, yeah.
Take two out,
Hold them together.
put my pack of cigarettes away, press digitation a little fire, and light up. Take a big puff of inhale in, and I want to try and blow all the smoke directly into the beehive.
You like crouch. Okay. In order to do this, you will be putting your face directly underneath the beehive. Like you know that,
I'm
right?
also smoking a beehive. Yeah,
As he,
Correct.
As he goes for it, I'm going to cast Armor of Agatha, which is going to give you like 5 temporary hit points. If they hit you, they're going to take damage.
Suddenly, as you're about to, you like sort of get this big old lungful, and you sort of scuttle underneath it, and all these bees just go to, and you actually take 7 points of piercing damage. But as this happens, they stab into you, and suddenly, like your own personal bee stingers, these shards of ice just start flying off and skewering these bees all around you as you only take, I think, 2 total points of damage.
And I'll
Start
take a few
stabbing
big puffs.
bees midair, and you just and you just start suddenly. Even more bees start to fall out of the air. This pile of bees hits the ground, and they start like trying to fly, and they hit the ground again, and the smoke is sort of like coated on them as they try to escape it. Sweetie, you have now smoked a beehive. Now what would you like to do?
This is a very bad idea, but I want to put my hand in there and like scoop out the sides, because you know, like you've seen like the satisfying videos of people like crushing honeycomb and all.
Roll a sleight of hand check for me.
Please.
How are you going to get it down?
You have the jar and you're trying to catch it.
Oh, shit.
That's what I told you. 16.
You press against it's firm, and then you break it, and it turns into this waxy, easy to manipulate substance as you start to slide down the wall of the hive, and you push it out the bottom, and all of a sudden, Roku, you see this glob of yellowish goop. I need you to make a sleight of hand check as well.
How high is this tree?
20-ish feet.
Dex,
I
yeah.
cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
To help Roku catch the honey.
I got an 18, 16 plus 2.
As it's falling, you're about to like line it up, and it's like you're about to catch it, but it is like it's a liquid falling. It doesn't stay so it sort of scoops itself outward. Oz throws out this ethereal hand that kind of all just grabs it into a ball, and you are able to, and it fills up about 3/4 of the way full.
That worked? Holy shit.
Better idea. I grab it with the mage hand and just bring it up to Sweetie.
Oh, that's
You bring the jar up to the source.
and then I can, now that it's like right there, I can see that it's almost full. So not like the entire beehive, because I don't want to be disrespectful to the bees. So I'm just going to go like half this time instead of the entire side.
Right.
So,
You just scoop the remnants out that you may have missed, and like kind of all bunch it up, and you get it just about to the top. Any more would make it overflow.
okay, you can lower it now. And now I want to try and climb back down the tree.
Right.
Get off my sig while I'm climbing down.
You are puffing a cig, hanging upside down from the branch. I need you to make an athletics check for me.
It's fucking.
You thought I was just going to be doing some druggy shit. Nah. Uh-oh. That's going to be...
Let him go.
Wait, acrobatics or athletics?
Athletics.
Athletics. That is going to be a 9.
And as you're hanging upside down trying to grasp, the cigarette falls out of your mouth, and it stings you in the eye a little bit. You scream and you drop, immediately letting go. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage and land in a pile of bees. As they slowly some of them regain their strength, they all just your arm coated in honey is covered in bees now.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. As they all just start stabbing your arm as you and starts flailing it around.
Take the cigarette, like it's probably on the ground somewhere near me. Grab it and like just start blowing smoke
You
on.
take 7 more points of piercing damage.
Okay. It was worth it though, because I'm at 69 hit points.
And as you flail them off, most of them die from the stings. As you remove the stingers, and finally you blow the smoke, they fall off, and eventually you see the biggest, furriest looking bee take the cigarette and you just right into it as it shrivels up into a black ball and falls off of your arm. You look at Sweetie's arm, and it now just looks like he's coated in these red marks everywhere.
That sucks for you.
Hey, I've had worse. It's just a few bee stings. Does that look like it's enough honey?
I sure hope so.
How
See
big of a
what
jar
you
is
get.
it? Is it just like normal mason jar size, or?
Yeah, just about. It's not. It's. I don't know the exact like ounces of it, and I don't think neither would you.
That's
But you take this sort
A
of like.
large cup from McDonald's.
Sure, let's go with that's that. You sort of put this this cloth around the top of it and like hug it to the jar, and you wrap it around, coating it perfectly, nice and presentable in a picnic-esque style. And now, what do you do as you have left a beehive permanently you destroyed it of its population and stole all of its honey?
I
west.
don't think smoking kills bees.
You head further west?
Yes.
All right. And I'm assuming you're looking for the black tree that that was told to you. So perception checks again as you head west.
Damn, I'm rolling kind of decent tonight.
Can my
Or
familiar
decent when I
help
need to.
me?
Sure. Do you have a familiar?
Yes, an owl.
All right.
You know what? I want to use a spell. I haven't used a spell in a long ass time. While this happened, can I cast Find Steed?
Sure. What would you like to summon?
Was
I'm
there?
pretty It gives you a list in the spell. I used to
Yeah.
make Gerald roll for it, but
I got a 19 and a natural 20.
I got a dirty 20.
I got like a 2, so
you sort of all move forward, continuously moving through the forest. All of a sudden, just and you turn around, and Oz now has an owl resting on his arm, and he just sort of like throws it up in the sky as it starts looking
Bruno,
around the
look
forest.
my stuff.
And that it does as you, as well as Roku starts casting a spell, I think for 10 minutes as he walks. Did you decide on the shape of your familiar, or the shape of your steed, Roku?
elk.
All right. Suddenly, this huge buck of a fucking deer shows up in front of you, but even bigger than that as its antlers rival the size, almost scraping against the branches above. You're like, as Roku has horns that almost match the antlers, and you kind of hop on. Do you have a name for your steed?
Not currently, but I'll let you know.
It sort of like lays its head down, like for you to hop on. And as you do, it lets out this like horrifying like, and you're like, oh Jesus.
Fucking hate elk.
But with that, it makes your journey a lot easier as he carries around most of the weight, instead of having to walk all the goddamn time. But with that, you start to wander, and it's actually the animals themselves Oz, your owl, and Roku, your elk. As they're walking, they both just sort of like look over to the right, not angrily, but cautiously, and both of them do it at the same time, which catches your attention.
See something.
And you like look over and you can see from within the line of trees there's this large almost quadruple the size of the regular trees. The base of this tree stretches out for about 10 feet in each direction, as it is a large blackened tree, almost like it was burnt to a crisp in some sort of fire, yet still here it stands alive and well.
How far away is it?
It's about 20 feet away, if you choose to walk toward it.
Yep. No, I'm gonna hop off and stay here to my massive elk.
Forewarning anything around that it may have a visitor. As you continue to walk forward, and as you do, you get towards like the edge of this tree, and as you turn, there stands a white furred bear on his hind legs, coated in black armor and a red cape. State your business here.
First, we have some honey.
You wish to meet with the Bear King?
That's right.
To talk to him, you'll have to make it worth his while. I hope that honey will suffice. Come with me. He turns around and starts. He walks with a sort of like bob and weave to it. As you can see that bears were not meant to stand on their hind legs, but this is some sort of maybe evolutionary process, maybe magically inclined, as they sort of have learned to walk on two legs. As you walk deeper into the woods, the darkness seems to collapse upon you even further, but yet you see this white beacon of a bear in front of you. What are your names, by the way?
Roku. Sweetie's the little one.
Right. Well, Oz, Roku, Sweetie, welcome to Bjornheim. He sort of like steps out of the way, and there's a large ring of trees now that show this almost city size. It's about a small town size of these stone buildings everywhere. Each building around you has been made of like pure rocks stacked upon each other to make it almost like a stone-shaped igloo. It looks like a cave in each house. You see more of these bear folk standing on two legs, two of which are in a ring, like an actual circle, and are like trying to push each other out of it as they huff and gruff at each other. And farthest away from you, down like the main entrance of this forest town city, is a ruined stone castle that looks to be chipped and old and decayed. There's where the Bear King sits. Follow me. And he steps forward, making his way through the town.
The bears pushing each other. It's like sumo wrestling.
Yeah, you stop and stare for a moment, and they sort of have their like large paws out, sort of grasping, not defending themselves from any incoming attacks, but like ready to grab. There's like push each other, and yes, you see as they're trying to knock each other out of the ring. Yet these bears are again taller than you as they stand up on their hind legs, and they sort of let out these. They shove each other.
Rad. All right, take a note of that, and I'll follow.
You step up these stone steps, and you sort of, as you do, you get to a higher elevation, as if this was built on a hill. And you look around and you see the trees that are falling beneath you. And this city is in the middle of the forest, deep within the canopy of trees, hard to see from the outside, from an outside glance, which is why it seems relatively hidden to you guys. As you step up your way into this sort of old ruinous castle, he opens up these big doors, and you see a long hallway of a stone floor that looks repurposed from a fallen age. This looks centuries older than any other building you've seen, yet it still remains alive with people today, where across the room you see on a large black oaken throne sits a man who is very hairy and give me a sec here. He is indeed a man, yet his hair, his brown hair and beard sort of spill into one collective coat of fur, and you see that his hands and his feet are unmistakably bare paws as opposed to just regular man hands and feet.
And he's like normal human sized-ish.
He's regular human-sized-ish. He is just big. He's massive. And he carries this sort of hammer in front of him. And he currently has his hand in this ornate clay pot that he's sort of just spinning around absent-mindedly.
Okay.
Greetings.
Argus, who did you bring me? Sir, I found these people watering the premises with a jar of honey. They wish to speak to you. They better make it worth my while. Approach. He scoops out this big ball of honey, and it's just, as it starts to drip from either side of his paw, he ingests it, wiping it all up in his beard, and his hair just gets caught everywhere. Who are you?
Greetings. I am Sweetie, Roku, and Oz.
And you wish to seek some sort of meeting with me, the Bear King. Why?
Well, we have some, well, not evidence to support this, but we found this note that has some information about our friend. Have you heard of something called the Reaver?
I see. You're those people.
Yes.
Well, I'm afraid I must call this meeting a bit short. Nix! Bring in the beast. We have unkindly visitors.
What? No, we're asking for help, not nothing poor.
Let me guess, you killed the hunter and then you came for me.
No, our friend died, and his soul is, we think, in the bow, and we just want our friend back.
I'm afraid I can't do that. We created that bow for a reason. To harvest souls. And if you're trying to stop that, then you're an enemy of mine. And he stands up and slowly unfurls himself.
And there's no way of just removing one soul from this bow?
You attempt to stop the natural order of things. There's a circular room to the corner to the left of him that opens up. It looks to be some sort of watchtower that extends upward. You see a similar but shorter man in bear form, except he's a panda, and he wears this long straw hat and carries a corncob pipe. Sir, I see you sent for the beast. Are you sure this is... Oh, no. What are you folks doing here? They killed the Lord of the Hunt, sir. You killed the Lord of the Hunt. What do you want with the Bear King? Have you come to kill him as well?
No,
we came for
Kill
help. But
anyone.
it doesn't look like we're gonna get it.
You want to break the Reaver of its soul-trapping capabilities?
Right.
no.
We just want Hogar's soul.
I'm afraid we can't do that, sir, can we? No. They don't know what they're messing with.
May I ask why we can't just take one soul? We could provide other souls for you.
We created the bow for a reason, and if we disrupt that natural reason, well then, he won't be very happy.
And who's he?
I'm afraid we can't disclose that.
Look, right now we have another problem, and it kind of deals with, let's just say, a plethora of deities maybe coming to this world and killing everyone. So, I mean, if you could help us with this, basically, we can write you down in the history books as one of the saviors of the people who saved the world.
Roll a persuasion check.
Let's go.
Ooh, Ave. Okay.
Fuck, of course it's a 15.
Total?
Yeah, 15 total.
And you expect me to believe you're saviors of humanity? The three of you?
I'm technically not a fish people. That right there, well, you can explain yourself, and I point to Roku.
Get this along. We have places to be. You obviously aren't going to change your mind, and I'm going to Obi-Wan Kenobi kind of shift off my robe and pull out my maul axe. And
There are bigger things at play here than you and your friend's soul. And I'm afraid if you're attempting to disrupt that, then we have issues with one another.
look, we don't want to hurt you, but if you're going to do this, let's just move it along.
I was thinking the same thing. Nix! Already on it, sir. She goes trouncing back off into the room.
Jared, no, he can't even hear you.
I cast mage armor.
As soon as this beast reveals itself, I'm going to cast Dominate Beast, or Monster.
All right. So you guys just sort of had this standoff looking at each other. He picks up this great big hammer from the ground, and he extends it into his hands. I'm afraid I can't let you leave here alive. And
yeah, we know the routine. Let's go.
Suddenly, this larger, several-ton-looking beast of nature walks out from this circular room. And as he does so, he reveals what looks to be a bear of some sort of demonic influence, as it has bits of rotted flesh on it, but its eyes are pitch white as it has no pupils, and it just stands up on two hind legs, yet you can see that this is unnatural, as this is the closest thing to a natural bear you may have, despite being its size. It slams back down onto the ground. And you try to cast Dominate Beast onto it?
Monster, Wisdom save.
Right. Give me 1 sec here. Wisdom. 12.
That fails.
And with that, everyone roll initiative.
I'm going to do my rolls for taking damage and shit.
All right, all right, all right.
We're all good. Vecna didn't kill me. I didn't take any damage.
Vecna's gonna kill you anyways. Might as well just give up now. I mean, what?
What a fucking guy that guy is. Am I right, guys?
All right, I gotta go. I got a lot of stuff to open up here, so give me a sec.
Same. Fireball. 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 To the F. What are the keys?
Oh, thank God we have Fireball.
Oh, not just fireball.
We've had a distinct lack of Fireball, actually, so.
And you want to know the best part? I can make it almost any damage type.
Rad.
All right, I gotta throw in a lot of shit here. Okay, you gotta get you. No wait, you. Gotta get. Oh, I don't have an Oz token. Fuck, I forgot about that.
Ooh. Oof.
So we got you. We got you.
Oh,
Yeah. You.
Ask for initiative yet?
No, I have a lot to set up here.
yeah,
Talk
okay.
amongst yourselves about strategy or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna take a piss.
Alright.
I'll write in chat.
Is that the strategy you're gonna you're just gonna take a piss?
I threw my initiative in chat just in case I'm not
All right,
back.
cool. How proactive of you? I mean,
I'm gonna get some pretzels. My plan is fireball and scorching ray everything to death. Or ban the shit. But I'm gonna go get some pretzels.
get some pretzels.
Rick, I like your cute face.
Oh, I forgot the camera's on, isn't it?
I like how we're not strategizing at all. We're just going for it, fellas.
I like how you guys didn't like talk about what you're gonna say when you got here. So Sweetie was just like the Reaver and the like forgetting that like he wrote
yeah,
the note
to be fair, I completely forgot about it too. I'm like, yeah, he'll help us. He's probably a reasonable guy.
those Bear Kings, they're always
Yeah.
nice. Do you like the name of the city?
Yeah, Jornheim.
Yeah, Jornheim.
Yeah, I dig it. My name was Jorn once.
It's almost like it meant bear, so like it makes sense dramatically.
What? It means bear, Rick? You search things in other languages?
No, I don't know our language. It's only Spanish. I'm really good at Spanish.
No, am I right, fellas?
I'm all like C, etc.
I'm just like muy bien.
muy bien. I know, si papi.
Eric,
I don't know why, but he held it really close, and I straight up thought it was a condom.
What?
Like he held it like it's the same color as my condoms.
Who is holding what close?
He was holding his dice close, and I thought.
And you thought it was condoms. Thanks, Tom. Real helpful. All right, so how are you guys oriented? I'm assuming Roku and Sweetie are kind of up in the front.
Yeah,
Oz, are you like behind them or like next to them or what's up?
behind them.
Okay, cool. So I'll just do one.
Expecting to go through this, I was like stretching and whatnot, waiting by the door.
You're like, same shit, different day.
Oh, here we go. We couldn't just solve this without doing this, but apparently we have to.
I made Sweetie roll a persuasion check because, like, realistically, who the fuck would expect you guys to be the saviors of humanity?
I mean, fucking look at me. I definitely don't look like that shit.
Like, maybe like burning the entire world down. That looks
And
like more
this
your.
ordinary guy, just fucking Oz.
Not that ordinary, honestly.
Is that the beastie?
Yeah, this is the big ass bear with like the decrepit skin. It's got like worms on him. Dude's fucking jacked. He's yoked.
And such.
and such. All right, now I need initiatives.
Abe got a 21. If you didn't see that.
All right, I'm pretty sure these guys got the same fucking initiative. Oh no. 17 he got. Okay. Anybody 15 to 20?
I got an 18.
Lucky you, Roku. What'd you get, Oz?
16, 1-6.
So then it would go fucking. All right. Sweetie's up first, and I'm starting to think at this point he's not just peeing.
It's taking a fat shit. All right.
I'm also excited for Whiny the Boop, this new
Whiny the Boop.
franchise of children's books we've created.
I'm gonna steal one for. I'm gonna ask Meemaw for one when we get
All
back.
right. I'll try to figure something out.
All right. I'm a pissed. I'll be back.
All right. I wrote a song about you today, but then I tore it all up and then I threw it away. Oz, you had a 16, and Roku had an 18, and two of the enemies had a 17. So like you guys were only one away, but like fucking everybody's going for you.
Oh well.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Sweetie, you are fortunately up first against this crowd. What would you like to do?
I would like to. I would like. Fuck.
You would like fuck, wouldn't we all?
I would like fuck. The big bear is not a humanoid, so I'm gonna look at the bear king technically, and I want to cast whole person on him.
All right, what's the range on whole person?
Da,
It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G.
Dun,
Snoop
dun,
Dogg.
dun, dun, dun.
Fuck. Hold. 60. Oh yeah, Garrick, I could get that even if it was just 30 feet.
Okay, I was just asking.
Wisdom save.
You sort of hold your hand up to try to cast hold person on him, and as he stands and gargles at you, you're like, and it doesn't seem to work.
Do I still use a spell slot? I do? Okay.
Okay. Looks like we'll have to do this a different way.
And I want my little magic sword to go 30 feet up north, and I want him to tickle Mr. Bear King in the beard.
What? Say by 30. Okay, 30 feet north, and he's gonna make an attack on the bear king. Cool. Let's
Yeah.
let's
And
see
if
now.
possible, I'm gonna trim his beard.
Okay, what depends on what you roll here.
Well, I guarantee his AC is not an 11,
That is correct. It is not an 11.
so I don't trim his beard.
The sword comes up and it slices at his neck and misses, and it actually cuts the beard off. And as he sits there, it sort of regrows itself back out, covering where the wound was previously at.
Me no likey.
All right. On lair action 20. He is going to target one creature within his lair, which is going to be you, sweetie. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
Plus
How's- 21.
All right. He sort of like extends his paw out to you and tries to claw you inward. And you sort of feel this like grasp on you, and then you're like, "Ugh," and you like break out of any magnetic pull he seems to have.
Just like how he kind of stood up and snarled at me, I'm going to just kind of grab my bone staff, put it in my hand, and go, grr, and look back at him.
Okay. Roku, your turn.
Did I use my action to cast, or was that before?
No, that I since you said it like as basically since you let the beast get out here before combat started, I let you get your spell off before combat started. So you're all good.
Kill your masters, and then that would be bonus action to command them.
Is it? I honestly have no
Yes,
idea.
I believe so.
Okay, cool.
And then I'm gonna shake off my glove and then charge at the Bear King.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Is that good? Right in front of him?
That's perfect. Yes, absolutely beautiful. And then I'm going to see if I can hit him twice. See how it goes. I got 2 15s plus 10, 25, both of them.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Ones. I'm going to smite as well, but... That's 24 damage from the maul. And then I'm going to use, say, my level 3 smites. So I'm going to go with the level...
24?
Yeah.
Sorry if I just fucked up your numbers.
Yeah, 24.
Okay.
And I'm going to use a level 2 smite and a level 1 smite. So 1, 2, 3, 2. $22 damage from the smite.
God damn.
And then I believe that's it.
All right. With that, he's going to use his first legendary action of the turn to attempt to he like you come up and just slash it into him, and he like kind of like looks down and like looks a bit surprised, and he very slowly lifts that lid off the top of his ornate honey pot, and he lifts it up and just throws it at your feet. Oh fuck! What is your armor class? I'm guessing it's
19.
not 12.
Luckily not, because this does not sound like fun.
He throws this honey down at your feet, and you like do this like quick step hop over top of it, and it sticks to the ground and immediately hardens as solid as a rock. And with that, he sort of like and twists the lid back on. And with that, it's this big boy's turn. As he looks over to the panda bear behind him. Birdie, what are you doing? What's the... And this bear just goes in for a full round of attacks on his master here. First one does not hit. The second one does. The third one does. So that's going to be 1 bite attack, which is going to deal 12 piercing damage. And it is grappled. So with that, he's going to get another... 2d6. Plus another 12. Nope. Okay. After that, the Bear King sees that you have some sort of sway over top of his bears, Roku, and not wanting to be challenged on his authority over the bear kind, he's going to attempt to swing at you with his large weapon in his hand, which is going to be... Fuck me in the ass. 11 to hit.
That will miss.
All right, Bear King fucking just... And he's way too slow. And as he swings, he goes... I haven't had a fight in years. He buffs himself back up. And with that, it is now his turn. And as he sort of like shakes off his injuries, you see some of the cuts you gave him start to vanish a bit more as he looks to get healthier and healthier as the turn goes on. But with that, he's just going to look at you. And he starts to grow even further. And his hair starts to become all bushy and even more, and his claws extend even farther out as he grows into this alternative form, almost becoming an anthropomorphic bear himself. He grows in size. Now completely unable to speak at all as he just growls at you, as he seems to be a bear still holding on to his weaponry, as he's going to give 2 of his claw attacks on you, which is going to be a 23 and a 17.
That most certainly does hit. The 17 misses.
Okay, the bite is going to... Or no, wait, that was the claws. The claws are 12 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, and?
That was just one of them. And then he goes in for a third and final bite attack.
Okay.
Just fuck me in the butt. That's going to be a 12.
Fortunately, it misses.
All right, and that is unfortunately all I can do on his turn because he is now gigantic. So he will reap the benefits of that as time goes on. And with that, Oz, it is now your turn. Oh, did you roll concentration on that 12 damage? It's a constitution check of 10, I think, is a DC.
Well, I rolled like an 18 plus.
Okay. Yeah, you're golden. All right, Oz, sorry. Now it's your turn. I can't hear you, man, if you're talking.
I'm going to cast Scorching Ray.
All right, on the Bear King?
Yes.
All right.
I put my hand against my book and pull back, and 3 of my fingers are lit by fire. And I shoot them at him.
All right.
Alright. Alright, so lowest is an 18.
The 18 hits.
Alright. 10's the lowest, that probably doesn't hit.
Nope.
So the 18 and the dirty 20 both hit.
Yep.
So that deals... Ooh. 18 fire damage.
18 fire damage. You look as the hair has been cut and healed, and now it singes off a bit. Now just being a 10-foot tall bear monster, he seems to not even look at you as a possible threat as he is zoned in raged on Roku. Is that your turn?
Yes.
He's going to use his final legendary action to attempt to swing at you, Roku, with another 11 to hit.
That does miss as well.
Now we move over here. This guy starts to panic. Stop! Stop! I assert control over you! And he looks over and he goes, "This is your fault!" And he leashes this volley of attacks at you. These blasts of energy out of his hand, and I'm going to need you to... Nope, you don't have to do anything. Yes, it is.
You guys want me to counterspell it?
Be nice. I have to roll concentration against this.
I kind of smell it.
Oz, you sort of like open your book up, like out, like displaying the pages, and they, like a vacuum cleaner, just get redirected. All three bursts into his book, and he looks down at his panda hand and goes, "Oh no!" And he looks back at the bear who's about to devour his face. And with that, sweetie, we're back up to you.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Nimble allows me to pass through spaces of friendlies, right? A larger creature. So I could go through Roku's space, but can I stay in his space?
We've done this before, haven't we?
I feel like you could, yeah.
Okay. Because I only have 25 feet of movement, and like Roku's directly in the only spot I could go to get in melee range with him.
There you go. Rokudi.
Rokuti.
Oh, we did the fusion. We should do the fusion dance.
Rokuti.
Earrings.
I'm a smack big boy in his hairy ball sack twice with a bone staff.
Wow, that was quite the sentence. Okay, big boy in the hairy ball sack. Go ahead and roll for it.
2 attacks. Attack numero 1 is I'll just sample. Okay. The lowest. Oh, and like my arm. I'm just gonna run, and like, oh sorry, you can't see me. While I'm running, I'm gonna just wheeze, and the wheeze is gonna let out a small little whistle right in my sword's all is singing once. So I'm also gonna roll for that.
It's all the smoking.
That one, which I can re-roll. The lowest is an 18.
The 18 hits, yeah. That
Okay,
is
so
just
he
enough.
gets attacked 3 times.
Okay. Let him have it.
Okay, that's 3d8.
Smite.
I'm gonna first level smite. Oh no, someone smite.
Ah.
It's another 2d8. So that's 5d8, I think, total. Yeah. Okay. Do I need to separate? It's magical piercing and magical bludgeoning. Do I need to separate that from smite?
No.
Okay. So that's 24, and then he got hit 3 times. So I add my strength. Where is it? Strength at? When doing attacks, you just add your strength plus proficiency, right? Oh wait, yeah, never mind. That math checks out.
Not for damage.
No. I was for here. It said 7, and then I have +3 to strength and +4 to proficiency. So yeah, it all works out. But then I add strength 3 times because 3 attacks, which is 9. 9 plus 24 is 33.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
33 damage. And a smite silicon.
That's some healthy damage.
He immediately fumbles back a little bit, where he like drops this axe in his hands that he was, or this hammer in his hands that he wasn't even using. Is that your turn?
Yeah, I was going to do
Movement
something.
action, bonus action.
Yeah, I can't do it. Never mind.
He steps up to both of you, and you sort of like anticipate his attack, and he just into the ground, and he just starts pummeling into the ground. You wonder what he's doing until suddenly the ground around both of you starts to shake, and I need you to both of you to make a strength saving throw.
Luckily, I am one strong boy. Just get +3, Ave.
Okay. Oh, nice.
See, dirty
Nice
20.
dirty 20.
Hey!
Hey! 12 plus 5 plus 3.
Yeah, me too.
You don't take any damage or anything like that, but you do take but the ground around you still is like sort of trembling and cracked. So basically 5, 10, 5, 10, 15. Basically, this whole area is difficult terrain now, so you have to spend double your movement to move around it.
Can you put a shape there so we like know?
Here,
Make
I'll
it
do
different color too.
a very rough outline of.
All right, perfect, cool.
Yeah,
That's the difficult terrain.
And he's included in that. Like it's
Yes.
everything within this arc.
Yeah, it would extend upwards, but there's a wall here. So.
Yep, cool.
Yeah, total difficult terrain all around. And that is now Roku's turn.
All right. So I just realized I had Wrathful Smite, which I forgot about until this moment, which is super good for Conquest Paladin. So I'm going to try and use it. Swing at him 2 times.
Sure.
One of those is a natural 20, and the other one is a 21.
Those both certainly hit.
Okay, well, I'm not going to. Okay, I'm just gonna deal with the natural 20 real quick, and then we'll move on from that. I'm gonna level 3 smite and cold damage on it, so that will be. That many dice. $17 from the mall.
Okay.
$40 even for the smite, and then 8
God.
for the cold damage. Wait, hold on. I gotta roll 2 more because it's 2d8. Another fucking 2d8. Did you get with the smite damage, or did I repeat it?
48 is smite and cold.
No, 40 even for then and then the 8, and I gotta roll 2 more for the extra cold damage,
Okay.
which is gonna be another 11. So 59
59.
total,
Oof.
plus the mall.
I already did that, yeah.
Okay, cool. And then I got to roll for the other hit, which is going to be Wrathful Smite here.
I like how that was 1 hit.
Yeah. 13 damage from the mall. And then I need him to make a wisdom saving throw.
I gotta see what 13 is. Yep.
And then he's going to take 6 psychic damage.
He rolled a 19, so it's probably gonna be it's
that-
gonna be 26 total.
Yeah, that succeeds. So he took 13 plus 19 damage there. Do you need me to separate the psychic?
No.
Okay, cool. All right. Still have bonus action, but I can't use my concentration.
You cut this man in the stomach with your axe, and you pull to slide it open, and as you do, you literally see not only blood, but some of his entrails start to pour out. And the man quickly panics as he just rubs honey onto his cuts, keeping his entrails inside as it solidifies. And as he is backing up, you just once again just bludgeon him in the stomach, which causes the concrete slab that he had just hardened on his stomach to crack, spilling out even more blood from underneath it. And he lets out these painful screams and howls. Presumably, you just fucked him up hard.
Okay. Spiritual weapon. I'm gonna swing at him with that.
Bonus action.
I don't think a 13 hits.
No, unfortunately, it does not. And with that, he is going to retaliate with a Melee attack against you with his big old paws, and it's gonna be fucking 17.
That misses.
Unfortunate. I cannot believe how badly this is going since you got control of this big boy here. As he turns around towards the little panda helper, and he's going to make his 3 attacks upon him, both of which miss. That's a third. He takes a couple of swings at this panda, which eventually ducks, and he has this chain around his neck that the panda seems to be holding, and he like yanks it to the side as he tries to bite him in the face, showing that this bear, while you may be in its control, is kind of sucking right now, as it's still being physically controlled by the chain around his neck by this guy here. And with that, it is going to be. And he's going to take another legendary action, swing at you. Swing at you. That's going to be an 18 to hit.
That misses.
And finally, now it's his turn as he gets to make his complete round of attacks. These first 2 claws against you. Does a 21 hit?
Yes.
The other one I think is an 11, so that's not going to hit. I managed to land a hit, and I rolled minimum damage. So that's going to be a 2 plus 6. 8 points of bludgeoning damage as he bats you with his paw. And then he's going to go in for the bite as well. Fuck me! That is a natural 1 on the bite roll. Unfortunately, the Bear King is not having a good day.
I have a 13 on my Constitution saving throw.
Yep, and I believe 10 was the issue, but yeah, wow, that was not good for him. Oz, your turn.
My hand up to my book, draw it back, 3 flaming fingers, and as I go to shoot them off, the fire morphs into electricity.
All right. You sort of shoot these blasts of fire, and as they shoot out, they look to be going to hit Sweetie and Roku. And as you like sort of turn your hand, the glow in your hand turns to blue as they turn into lightning, and they perfectly arc in a scattered electrical way around Sweetie and Roku and right into the king himself.
All right. The lowest is 18.
The 18 hits, so yeah.
6 lightning damage.
Sorry, how much?
D6.
Oh, you haven't rolled yet.
That's really good.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. 10, 15, 21, 25 fire lightning damage.
Got it. All right. You shock him, and the bear is now up into the corner, scratching its back on the wall, and it's like, and it just starts, as there's smoke pouring off of it now from the fire and electricity that fried its insides. And has it made? No, it's going to make one last attack towards you. Legendary action, that is going to be a 27 to hit.
That most certainly does.
He is going to take a big ol' claw. Oh my god, how is that physically possible? I rolled minimum again. I rolled 2 1s. I think it's 8. Yeah, 8 is the damage it takes. But that is another Constitution saving throw roll.
9 plus 4.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, you're good. Unfortunately, for me, that is. I mean, not even for me, for the Bear King. This panda guy goes, "Master, no. And he sends out this like extra bolt of sheaming light in his direction. that it looks to have some sort of healing magical properties as it makes your way over to the Bear King.
Burn as well.
All right. Fortunately, you need to roll for that.
Is 16 good?
16 is just enough, the exact amount you needed to get, as you actually take the book itself and just frisbee it. As it flies through the air, it manages to like perfectly open its, as if it was like an animal leaping out of the air to catch some food. It just grabs a hold, slams shut on the healing spell, and flies back into your hands.
Nice.
And the panda guy looks around, and he's going to slam the door in front of him and move farther into the room. The door's not like locked or anything, just slammed shut. And this guy is here. With that, it is now back to the top with Sweetie.
Okay. I don't need to know this right now, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Would you consider that bear to be undead?
This one?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't look to be like dead. It just looks to be large and strange.
Well, yeah, because what you're saying, like demonic with like weird patches of fur, white
Right.
glowing eyes. So
Right.
like,
It isn't.
undead
It is not dead though. You don't think it is, at least.
Okay. Then for that, I'm just gonna do, for some reason, kind of what I do best. Not even. I'm gonna bone staff, metal or human skull at the balls, and then a thwip thwack thwip sword to the beard.
All right, roll for those. A thwip thwap thwip. The good old thwip thwap thwip.
I love the thwip.
I shit you fucking not. I rolled 3 8s on a single fucking. I rolled 3 8s. 3 8s plus 7, which is 15.
Wow.
How did I fucking manage that?
You and Roku's attacks correspond, and as he's like swinging, you go to swing, and you like bump his arm with your arm, and you're like, ah, shit, and you go to like swing the next one, you like bump into him, and you're like maybe you shouldn't be standing under his legs as you try to swing, but who knows?
That's let's see, 2 dice is 1 in 400. Another times 20 that's a 1 in 8,000 chance, I believe.
Good
Jared,
job.
if I'm wrong.
Special.
But
once again, he sort of calls out this magical energy towards you, and Roku, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 19. 12 plus 4 plus 3. Yep, 19.
Nothing happens. Roku, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna do what I do best and smack him twice with my maul axe. Oh no. I should not have said that. That's what you said, and then you rolled shit. Then I say, and I roll shit. I rolled a 2 and a 5, so 15 and 12.
Unfortunately, that is not enough to hit.
What the fuck did I even? All right. I
You
got
have
my
a spiritual weapon.
Yeah, but I don't use my bonus action to command this boy to
Okay.
Attack Bear King.
You're like, hey, and it's sort of like, and it looks over to you. You sort of motion your head over, and it seems to understand your command. But the Bear King will attempt to make an attack on you. That is going to be a 28.
Yes. Is this where things turn around for Rick?
Probably not. 15 damage. That's another con save.
Okay. What's the con save of?
10.
It doesn't matter. 19 plus.
Oh yeah, you're golden. Fortunately, he could not break the concentration in time. As he runs up next to him, and much like you saw outside, there is bear on bear fighting action as these two engage in some sort of wrestling match. And this bear... Oh my fucking god, I just rolled a natural 20 against the the enemy that has been rolling garbage this whole time. Okay, let's roll damage on here. That's max damage on a natural 20. Jesus fucking Christ. 12 plus
Here.
7 is 19 plus 6 is 20. That's okay. Roku, how would you like the bear to do this?
Mans needs a snack, I guess. So
No.
after he kills him, he's gonna start eating his honey. So he's
Just-
gonna like take it and
And he's like, "No, obey your master!" And it just like snaps onto the other bear's face as they scream out in terror. And he digs its claws inside and rips his guts out. And as the other bear, the bear king, stops moving, he sort of like walks his way up the throne and
As that happens, I want to turn to Roku and be like, throw him the jar of honey. Because we never gave that.
good bear, and I'm gonna see if he can catch it.
you sort of like, and he like looks and it just sort of like bing, hits the ground and he doesn't even like phase him as he's just.
All right, whatever.
This I believe lasts up to an hour with
Yeah.
concentration.
So this fight has been what, like a minute or so?
Not even. It was probably
It's been, like,
maybe
30
seconds.
seconds.
Maybe 30 seconds.
We really could have done
I
this
think it was
easier
what,
way.
3 rounds?
Is this boy gonna come back out and fight, or is he in there?
No. As far as conventionally, combat has not ceased but stopped for now. At least for this next hour while this bear is sitting up there snacking.
This bear is now my new mount for the next hour.
Right.
I'm gonna retrieve my cloak and glove, and I'm gonna go talk to this panda while riding the bear.
You sort of like comes trotting up to you. You sort of hop on.
Do be cuddly.
Yeah, he is too. He's like really furry, you know, and you're surprised. You sort of like shake off the dead skin it has on it, and like there are like bugs crawling through it. Like they obviously have not kept this beast in such a nice living conditions, and you assume that's why it's this way. And you sort of like care for it a little bit, brush it out a little bit.
Yeah, we need to go ask Panda some questions.
All right, do you wish to go into that tower room?
Yep. I want the bear to like burst through it and like hind legs roar.
The man sits across the room, sort of cowered in as far away as he can get from you all. Look, I was just serving my king. I have no qualms with you.
Your king wasn't very responsive to our questions, so how about you?
I suppose I don't want to die, so I can explain things if you wish.
Good choice. Start talking.
What do you want to know?
Everything.
How do we get Hogar out of the bow?
You must break it.
I'm assuming that's not a simple task. How do you do that?
Well, I don't know how to break it, but you're right. It's not a simple task. You'll have to take it to where it was created. And I'm afraid you're almost at the source. Almost.
And where's that?
Well, we're not sure, as I've never been to our boss's home.
Who's the boss?
Well, His name is impronounceable by human standards. Most people just call him the Rat King. King of the Rats.
Okay. And where does he reside?
As far as we're concerned, we're not sure, although our suspicions are the abyss.
How are we close to the abyss?
You're not. I mean, physically, that is.
Okay. So we have to find where this thing was made, which is somewhere close to here.
I do not recall where it was made, but I remember when it was made.
How was that helpful? Come on.
The bow used to be angelic in nature, made by the group of the world's finest hunters. They called themselves the Seeker. The Seekers. Each individual Seeker had no name, only identified as the Seeker. But I'm afraid the Bear King, the Lord of the Hunt, and the King of the Rats especially, had an issue with how they did things. You see, they saw themselves as noble, keeping the population in check and hunting mythic beasts. But we saw them as murderers. So we took them all out, took their finest creation, this bow, and corrupted it with demonic energy from their own souls, so that it captures their souls. Because our master, the King of the Rats, he's hungry for souls.
So his soul is being devoured, is what you're telling me?
It will be. It's up on the menu, that's for sure.
How do we uncorrupt this bow?
Take it to him. Try to figure out how to destroy it. I'm not sure how. I'm guessing it has to do with some sort of throwing it into the flames from whence it began. But that's just an assumption, you see. They call me the Oracle here at Bjornheim. I know things. But not things my master does not want me to know. Like how this bow was created.
That was helpful. Thank you.
This demonic creation will not go easy. But I'm afraid that the soul transference has gone through. So if you can't destroy it, well, or safely remove it for that odds, I suppose your friend does not have a strong chance of returning.
Well, I guess we'll have to see what the others think.
So you're not going to kill me?
You were helpful. Do we need to kill you?
I don't think so.
Here you go.
You can be the new king of this place as long as you're not a piece of shit like the last guy.
I disagree. You came into his realm and you tried to
We
negotiate
asked him
with...
question. We asked him questions, and he tried fighting us. So
Yes,
who's wrong?
questions beyond your understanding. You poked your nose where it didn't belong.
And I think it's exactly where it belongs.
What?
You know, he could have very easily just said we can leave. He threatened our lives.
Yes, the Bear King isn't used to having opposition around these parts.
Well, he met his match.
Luckily for you, you brought the honey in. You came right to the source. Most travelers don't bring the gifts. You see, they have to find the place all on their own, then the guards try to attack. But Argus let you in. You had a gift. It means you knew something. You had insider information. Just thought
That's
I'd
not
let you
right.
You want his name? I didn't like the guy.
Well, his name, where we saw him last. I can give you his phone number and his place of residence if you want.
Who?
I don't know, some greasy dude. Found him in the Red Clover at Trusk. He stole my gold. He made me pay him gold so I could find my way here.
Most people do not
Hunchback.
get. Most people do not get the meeting with the Bear King. Usually, he sends an emissary out like Argus.
Argus.
The big white bear you came in with.
Okay. Is there anything else you can be helpful with? Anything else you may know that could help us on our journey?
Nothing comes to mind.
Any
I have-
portals to the abyss near here?
Not that I know of.
Were there any places you weren't allowed?
What?
You said you weren't allowed to know things. Were there any places you weren't allowed to go?
No, because if I was not allowed to know them, then I wouldn't know them. And how would I be able to know what I don't know?
Fair point. How does one assume the mantle of king here?
I'm not sure. We've never had such a thing before. Usually, well, way back when, let me check my notes here for a second. I gotta, what was his name? What was Messi Common became the Bear King. He had me awaken many of the bears in the woods around us. Had me give them souls. You see, this concept of souls have always fascinated our king as well as the others in his seeker-slaying group.
Interesting.
Were there any other people who were involved with the murder of the Seekers?
There was me who did some of the grunt work. Then, of course, the Bear King, the Lord of the Hunt, both of which you already know. And our boss, King of the Rats, Chitrak.
I appreciate
Okay,
the effort.
don't hurt yourself.
Look,
Right.
when we leave this place, are you going to send people after us? That'll determine what shape I leave this place in.
What should my answer be here?
Probably no.
Then no.
I don't know if I believe you, but
Would you like to roll an insight check?
I would love to, actually.
All right, roll an insight check.
I just got a 17. I don't think I have any modifiers for that. Oh, I do. 21. Wait, 20. Dirty 20. Wait, no, 21. I got +4 proficiency now.
You notice this whole time, as he's answering questions, you first thought he was cowering in fear, but he seems to be standing in front of a portion of the wall specifically to block your vision from it. Anytime you would walk a certain way, he would like adjust himself to like lean on this very specific portion of the wall.
No. How about you move aside?
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Move him, and then I'm gonna yank on the chain.
Oh dear! And he starts stepping out of the way, and you noticed a small bookcase that has different random textbooks inside of it, none of which labeled.
Okay. Is there anything that I could hold these in?
The books?
The books. I want the books.
All the books.
I'm not much of a reader, but I'm assuming they're important if he's hiding
Can we
them.
put the bookshelf on the
He
bear?
is. But we only have him for like probably 45 minutes now. Assuming a little kindness will turn this bear around.
You pull out this first book and like go to put it in your pack, and you notice that while it's leather bound, it has no like title. So you like flip it open, all the pages are empty.
What is this?
It's just a bookshelf.
Okay. All right.
No, you're gonna
Don't mess with me.
what this is. I'm gonna like get closer up to him, like slide my brass knuckles on, get up and close in his face.
I did not lie. I said it was a bookshelf.
Very clearly.
What's
what are
in the books?
Why are the books empty?
So,
Do I need the bear to ask you?
Roll intimidation check, both of you. Not the bears.
Oh, not the bear.
Hey, what do you get for intimidation? What do you add?
Charisma. I got in
Like, what do you add? Like, what's your number you add?
+7.
Plus 13.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's almost like you're a bard and you meant to lie all the time.
Ha 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 ha.
I have a 15.
Sweetie?
23.
It's a secret door. It's a secret door. None of the books are real. The only one of the books is a switch.
Well,
It's a secret
pull the
door.
switch. God, I don't have time for this, dude.
You never asked. He puts down one of the books, and from it just all of a sudden a doorway makes its way in the wall behind you as it sort of swings open a little bit. And you see a sort of dark and sort of cave-like corridor in front of you.
What's down there?
A couple of bodies. I mean, we've all got skeletons in the closet. Mine are just literally.
We don't really care. What are they for?
They're the Seekers.
You have them here.
Sort of. The bodies are here.
Is there anything in it that's going to attack me?
I don't think so.
You don't think
Try
so?
to grab him and push him in first. Like leading us down there.
Roll
Can the
a
bear
strength or an athletics check. The bear can indeed fit. It seems like it's built to be like around, like it's
Is
around
this its
him.
cage?
15.
You go to like shove him, and he like backs up, like whoa, whoa, whoa! We're not getting physical here.
Then lead us down.
I suppose I can. He sort of adjusts his straw hat.
I'm going to hop down off the bear. I'm going to give him a pat. I want to be friendly to him, but I still want him underneath my control because I don't want him to go apeshit right now.
Right. You're gonna manipulate his feelings.
Correct.
As you walk, he sort of like sadly walks into this area. But as you walk into this cave, it's sort of like it curves, and it seems to be maybe underground or maybe just some stone addition. And it opens up a bit into a more cave area, and there you see 4 human-looking skeletons hanging from. Their arm bones are hanging from hooks into the wall, shackles that are risen above their heads, and their bodies are now piles of bones beneath them. And they're on either side, and in the middle of the room is a sort of blue circular tile, and then in the back left corner is a cage the size of the bear that you are currently being friendly with.
How do you feel about that cage, bear? Well, destroy it.
He runs over and like, and he just like sits there and tries to go ham on this cage for a little bit. He does like puts it in his mouth and like kicks his back feet up to try to tear at it. Obviously, if it was sturdy enough to keep him in, it's going to take him a while to destroy it from the outside. But he's
So keep
determined.
busy while we're busy here.
Yeah.
Was there anything in the bear cage?
No. It was open and seemingly where he came from.
What's the blue tile in the middle of the room do?
What's the tile for?
It's how it's how the souls are harvested.
Explain yourself.
Please explain a little bit more. We're
I
not professionals.
harvested the keeper's souls, okay? I thought you'd be able to assume that from context clues.
We're not very smart, to be honest with you.
Oh, that dog.
You harvest souls with this tile.
Yes. It's how the souls were removed to shove with demonic rage back into the bow.
So this is where it was made?
No, the souls were just taken out. We had these, these jars or something. We carried the souls.
Like this?
Why, it's exactly like that now that you say it.
Oh, who's in this one?
Who's in this? Who's in
I
this?
don't know. You think I remember every poor soul that comes through here? Literally, soul. I didn't even mean to make that pun.
Everyone with these puns today.
The B one was an accident earlier, I promise. I wasn't there, but I bet it was an accident.
Okay.
It happens a lot around here.
What's up with the seeker bones? Why are they still strung up? For decor?
Yes, it's a creepy dungeon, I suppose. It helps instill fear into the next victims. Plus, it serves as a memorial of, well, the bear. He's also frightening, but he's more for an insurance policy.
Why keep him in a cage? That's just cruel.
Because he gets very agitated that way.
I cast detect magic and look around the room.
All right. You
Really,
notice
something useful.
You notice some sort of abjuration and necromancy magic coming from this tile. Everything about it seems that it's sort of it would logically to you remove the soul and then trap it in something else. You don't know the method of doing so, but yeah,
Should we
that's what
test it out with this panda?
Well, since you don't know how to enact the ritual, I suppose I don't think you could. Say, do any of you smoke?
I wouldn't. No, that doesn't sound like a good idea.
He's got this big old pipe hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah, I do.
But I wasn't offering, I was just asking. Look at my cool pipe.
Okay. No, stop it. 5E. I gotta.
Is the bear still?
Yeah, still momping.
Hey, question. So I have a bone staff that I can cast animate dead
You can.
skeletons.
That is
So-
correct. Piles of bones, particularly, yes.
So I want 4 Skelebros.
As you sit down and you like plant this skull staff in the center of the ground, the eyes of it sort of light up, and the jaw unhinges. As all of a sudden these bones start to almost start like leaves in a tornado. They start to swirl around. What are you doing? Why are you animating the skeletons? Those seekers were a plague on our society. They're dead for a reason.
Sounds like you killed some angelic beings, so I'm bringing them back.
No angels, just regular people with bows and arrows thought they were special. Wait, that reminds me of somebody, and he looks around at all of you.
What are you looking at me for?
Was that some sort of quick? Do you think you're funny?
I just was considering that you are regular people, think you're a little bit hotter than you think you are.
I'm a god. He's a demigod. He reads books.
Right, so are we going to get to a point here where you leave me be?
What else is of interest down here?
It seems to be about all that's in the room.
Was there any other rooms?
No, it was just this
Okay.
main area here.
Yeah, I'm not a very arcane guy, so I saw everything I can see, I guess. I'm going to take my bear and take him back up top.
As you're like, come on, bear. He finally breaks one of the bars on the cage and it becomes lopsided. And he's like, and he rips out. He's got this broken off bar on it in his mouth.
That feel good.
Mm.
How many skeletons can I resurrect?
4 at a time with one
4?
casting
Okay.
of the spell.
I
Okay.
think it's 3. Because 4 is like the school of necromancy, isn't it?
I think it's 4. I'm pretty sure it's 4.
See, on the spell Animate Dead, it doesn't even...
It does
Up
somewhere.
to
I
4
think.
creatures. Okay.
Yeah, up to 4.
The
That's
spell
right.
reasserts over your control up to 4 creatures you have animated with the spell. Rather than animating anyone. Yeah.
Well, that's I think that's only if you already have control over one or more of the creatures. So I was thinking of it as like every 24 hours they stop being under your control, so you need to recast the spell. But so I think you can only do one at a time, one per casting.
Okay.
And then when you reassert, you can do it with 4 creatures at a time. So it's like a long-term investment.
Okay. And how many charges of this thing do I have a day? Is it
I
actually like
don't-
a real item, or
Yeah,
did
I
you
mean,
make this up?
it was something I don't know. I have to go back and search here. This is about the only thing that isn't my job, is keeping track
Yeah,
of your guys' stuff.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
We appreciate all you do for us, Rick.
Thanks, guys.
Love you, Rick.
And Abe's really sorry about losing it.
Yeah, you should be.
Well, I mean, like, I have the base information down.
Except for the important part.
Yeah.
The staff can be used to cast Animate Dead once per day. This can be used to animate corpses as well as keep them in control every 24 hours.
Okay. So just once a day?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll get 1 skill, bro.
Suddenly, the main the right side, the first one just sort of it slips out of its former manacles and it asserts itself once more. It sort of like walks over to you, sweetie, and like tilts its head, its bones connected together through some sort of magical means, as it stares at you with craters in its skull.
I mean, he's a little creepy, but I kind of like him.
It's just like looking at stuff.
So, okay. So, skeleton. Is this a skeleton or a zombie?
Skeleton.
Okay, skeleton 5e stats. Okay. Please load.
So,
The strength of 10. Can he carry me?
well, how much do you weigh?
80. Plus,
What's-
like 100 pounds, I guess.
Okay, then yes.
Nope.
Carry me. Well, comfortably. Cradle me.
I'm just going to be sitting there cradled.
Now, are you done? Have I answered all your questions enough? Can I be left alone now?
I think we should make him do more stuff for us. Since you're now technically the king of these bears, can we have a guard or two come with us to the abyss?
I'm not the king of the bears.
Well, who is?
I don't know yet. Frankly, we were going to settle that issue once the murderers of the previous king left.
I wouldn't call us murderers. We're just defending ourselves.
But you still murdered a person.
Shh. So, as new king, I assume I want 2 guards.
Is he serious? And he looks over at Roku and Oz.
I'm like
No.
petting the bear. It's kind of sad knowing that he's not going to like me in like half an hour. Sweetie, just leave him alone.
I mean, we have him basically in a corner.
He helped us out. It's fine.
He can help us out more.
We didn't come here to kill the king. And we didn't come here to kill this guy. Anyone that tries to stop us on our way out will die just as the king did.
That's fair. So you don't know where this portal is to the abyss? Or if it's a portal?
Look, are we going to keep going around and around asking the same questions all day?
I was
I think we got everything
forgot.
out of it. We're good.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave my bear up top. Or my bear. Temporary
Right.
bear.
You lead him through the cavern hole, once again
Pepperberry?
emerging freedom.
Tom, I have a name for your bear.
Oh, he's not my bear yet. We'll see if we can get to that point.
He's Temperberry.
Temperberry. Okay, I'm gonna take him over to the king's body. How do you feel about him?
He takes another bite into his skull and just...
Don't like him?
sniffs around and sticks his head in the honey pot and like lifts it up so it's like stuck on his face and he's just like licking it out.
Fair enough. Is his hammer still there?
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything special about it?
Roll an investigation or arcana check. I mean, if you're trying to think like, is it magical, then arcana, but if you're just looking at it, then
16. Magical. I want to know it's magical.
it does not look to be, but this is also just from a surface level glance as opposed to like an actual like stare down of what this is.
Okay, I guess I'll
Dwarven thrower?
bring it along.
Oh yes, because during that fight, the bear man was throwing that hammer everywhere.
The Dwarven thrower is basically just Mjolnir in D&D. Kind of. Minus the electricity.
I can bring that to the table. All right. I guess I'll wait for the other boys to come up. I'm just going to try and clean off the bear. He's kind of dirty, man. Show him some love.
I'll walk up.
And my mount carries me.
Thank you. Please never come back here.
We're planning on it.
And you guys decide to leave?
Did Rick?
Yeah, I'm kind of frozen. Okay, we good
Oh,
now?
there we go.
Yeah, I was frozen for a sec. You guys just leave?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Never come back, please. And he shuts the door to like that sort of study area, and you guys walk out into the main hall once more. All of you now. And you walk out the front gate, and as soon as you swing the doors open, there is a crowd of 8 bear folk, including Argus, standing there, weapons drawn, looking at all of you. We heard some problems. Is everything all right?
Well, your king's dead.
Everything's fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
You killed our king?
He attacked us first.
You
We were
killed
simply defending ourselves.
our king?
Yep, killed him. You want to be next, or?
Roll an intimidation check, actually.
You want to be next, or I don't know. Give a fuck anymore.
15.
No. I want you to be.
Argus, you want to be the next king and just let's get this over with?
Boys! And all of them draw their weapons, and that is where we will pick up again next week.